What's cracking, chat? Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, yo. What's up, Melody? Michelle? Cool hat. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. New England, Sweet Pea. Hello, what's up, DJ? Welcome, y'all. Thanks for coming so early. Look at this. Look at all that. Look at all this love. I just got back. I left y'all yesterday running some errands. I was gonna go to the bank yesterday. Bro, that was an actual mess. I spent like 50 bucks Ubering around. I went to like I went to four banks trying to do something, ended up not accomplishing anything and making an appointment to come back to the bank again today. So that's what I did. I was at the bank again today at 2. Was there for a while. I did big boy stuff today. What's up, Cinnamon? What's up, Lori? Robin? We did stuff. We were productive today. And then I went and ate crepes. What do y'all know about crepes? I did get it done. What do y'all know? What do y'all know about fucking crepes? Yummy with blueberries. We have a crepe place out here called Whisk Crepes. Like how relevant. But I got like some chicken pesto crepes, bro. And then for dessert, I got cinnamon apple crepes with a scoop of ice cream on top. And it slapped so goddamn it hard. It was so good. It was so good. Blueberries or cherries, those are good too. Those are good too. We love those too. But yeah, this was my first time going to a crepe place. It's just a place like solely dedicated to crepes. Just straight up crepes, chat. Whew. God, it was so good. Did I get? Did I see Hoodlum get roasted? No, I didn't. I wish I would have though. I don't like Hoodlum, dude. Because you smoked before you went. I don't smoke. Hello.
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. What do you like about Trump?
Well, um, I like that he is orange. That's one of my favorite colors. I enjoy I will say this. I enjoy what he's doing with the segregation of transgender and against women's, biological women's stuff. There's no reason a grown man needs to be in the bathroom with a little girl. Um, if you support that, you're a pedo. I mean, that's just, you know,
I don't think so. So can you point to like any like recent incidents where that's hurt somebody?
does it have to? Or can't we
Yeah,
just say we're taking safety precautions before it even does?
yeah. I think like the way this is being handled is so out of pocket and insensitive to the community that's already been like really marginalized and really like oppressed, punched down on. He spent like 200 and something $1 million knowing that this is a topic you guys will have a knee jerk reaction to, whether it's legitimate or not. It's like not a legitimate problem in my eyes. But if we were to do this and handle this the way that you think we should have, I feel like there's a way more delicate way to do it if you're really trying to keep everyone's best interest at mind instead of like demonizing these people who have gender dysphoria and continuing to call them men. I think it's kind of disgusting, even though they're not hurting anybody.
Yeah. So, and while I can agree with you, I just, on a serious note, the only problem that I see with this is because it seems to be seems to be a lack of understanding on both sides, right? I can see where trans people and these small minority of people need to have the protections that they have. They are attacked, they are scrutinized, all this stuff. But at the same time, You have to ask yourself, when is it okay for you to say, hey, there are biological women out there who are saying no? They don't have to have a reason. They're just simply saying, now, I'm not speaking for all biological, because a lot of, well, let me just say the word cis. There are a lot of cis women who agree with it, but there are a lot, and you can't deny it, who say we don't want this. So are we supposed to just ignore what they want, or in them tell them, oh, then go somewhere else and stuff like that? Or are
Hmm.
we supposed to
I
accommodate?
I say yeah, I say we treat those people like bigots because that's what they are. So like back in the day when we did desegregation, a lot of people had the same hesitations about letting maybe black people into the same restrooms. They
Oh,
said the
come
same exact
on,
thing.
bro.
I know this. I know you hate to hear it, but this is exactly what they said. They demonized them. They said they're animals. They said, "Oh, what happens if I have to go to the bathroom the same place as this person?" Some people don't like it, and the truth is, nothing bad came out of it, right? So
No,
people are just
but
holding on to ideas without any real reason. That's what you just explained to me. There's a lot of people who don't care, and there's a lot of people who care but can't really tell you why, right? Like,
so, and maybe you don't accept this, but a lot of people do. I mean, that's why we have religious freedom, right? To be believe in whatever we want, and whether you accept it or not, it does go against. Say, for example, right, in Colorado right now, they have a law that is trying to be passed. Not a law; it's a what is the word I'm looking for? It'll come back to me. Where a lot of campgrounds and summer camps are going to be forced to use gender neutral spaces for people who identify with a different sex or whatever, or a different gender, or however it goes, and that includes Christian campgrounds and summer camps that are completely against their beliefs. Now, I can see where you would make the argument how that's maybe a good thing because we want to be exclusive but inclusive. But what about the people who do have that religious belief, whether they're Muslim, Christian, whatever, and they don't align with that, they don't like that, and they say no, so that is infringing upon
they
their
can
religious freedom.
I don't know. I feel like you have the freedom to like go use no bathroom or go use some other bathroom. I think that's totally fine. What I start to like where we need to draw the line is starting making laws to cater to people's superstitious beliefs because in my eyes that's what they are. They're superstition, and there could be a million different forms of it. I could say, well, it's my religious right and belief that I should have a bathroom made of gold, and of course we shouldn't have to cater to that, right?
See that, but and I hear you, but at the same time, thank you by the way for being so respectful. But I hear that, but at the same time, it's weird because, and it's kind of hypocritical because you're asking people to accommodate their religious beliefs and just completely put those aside in the name of tolerance for a small group of people, and then they have to completely throw away what they believe and basically say, well, screw what you believe. These people matter more, even though they're a small minority of people. That's kind of where I think a lot of people, sure, there are bigots out there who don't like that, don't want that. Sure, I get that. But that's where a lot of people have the disdain for it, is because it's rules for thee and not for me. You have to put aside your beliefs and everything that you want in order for us to feel safe and to feel tolerated, even if that goes against your religious freedom.
This is another reason why I think that this is complete nothing burger. This is a woman's restroom. Okay.
Mm.
The only common area
You're
here
just
is
gonna
where people
pivot
wash
from
their hands.
you're gonna pivot from my stance on religious freedom.
Yeah, I think this religious freedom is not the
The
same thing
constitutional
as
right.
catering to religions. Like we shouldn't have passed no
It's
law
not
that
catering. It's literally saying that Christian camps, who are specifically camps that that go for Christian beliefs, are allowed to say, "Hey, if you want to come here, this is a Christian belief camp,
it's a
and we do
private
not."
camp, right?
So one of them is public. If I'm not correct, if I'm
If
wrong,
it's
correct me.
publicly funded, then yeah, they shouldn't do anything in regards to anybody's religion and spend extra money to cater to any one religion. No,
But
I
you
don't think
want us
so.
to cater to trans people.
Yeah, that's not a religion. That is the medical
It's a
consensus of the
belief.
entire
It's a
world.
subjective belief. Somebody saying that I'm a man is subjective to their. To me, I look at them and say, "No, you're a woman." But to them, it's just a subjective opinion and belief in their own head. And to
No,
ask society to
this is an
completely.
actual like you can believe whether or not science is real, maybe, but this is science. This is
I mean,
actual like a
biology disagrees, though. They will
no.
never be. They will never be. If they're a man claiming to be a woman, biologically, in their chromosomes will never be a
Okay, no.
woman.
What I don't. I think you're talking about two separate things. You're talking about sex, and then we're talking about gender. Gender is a social ideology.
Yeah, but I get that. But at the same time, you can't expect society who has used that term of gender and sex at the same thing for thousands of years and all throughout American history to all of a sudden just completely wipe out what they've known and what they've believed for generations to accommodate a 1% of Americans.
I
That
know
is
this is the whole conservative ideology. Like, you want things to stay the same. You don't want to take new
no, we
information and move
just don't.
forward. I get that,
No,
but
no.
that's what you're holding on to. It's like, I know that these two things used to kind of mean the same thing, but when we actually look at it, they don't. They really don't. Sorry. Just like I would say, is anybody born a full-grown man?
Again,
Can you
I hear
point to
you.
a giraffe and say that's a woman
Right,
giraffe?
right. I understand what you're saying, but again, that's not the premise of, at least for me in conservatism, right? For me, again, everybody has their own different opinions of me. I just don't want my religious beliefs infringed upon in the name of make it being tolerant for a small minority of people. If
Can
I
you
say that in my church I don't want to have a wedding and we don't support weddings for same-sex marriages, then we should be allowed to discriminate and have that. Yes, it's bigotry. Yes, it's intolerance. We get it, yada yada. But that is the freedom, right? Freedom is the main thing. What I'm arguing here,
Yeah,
and I
but
know you're
we also have
against
protected
freedom.
classes. So protected
Well, we
classes,
shouldn't.
we shouldn't
We
have protected
shouldn't.
classes.
No, freedom is the best part about America. If America wasn't so great, people wouldn't be trying to come
All right.
here. So
Your side is not doing the freedom stuff, right? You guys are trying to take away people's freedoms.
illegal people, sure.
Okay, sure. Or people like that go to Harvard that just want to go to school, or private entities who want to have a certain type of curriculum,
Whoa,
or
whoa,
I
whoa,
don't
whoa, whoa,
know.
wait, hold on. Are you sitting there telling me, hold on, brother, listen, are you sitting there telling me that you're advocating for colleges or curriculums to have private things to do with themselves, but at the same time, when a Christian camp, summer camp says we don't want this ideology in our camps, you're saying they are wrong for wanting that? That's the
You
hypocrisy that
private
people are
private
upset with.
private private Christianity, whatever, private religious groups can do whatever, but when you're talking about public ran things, summer camps having to cater to all types of walks of life, I can't possibly see someone complaining about that. Simply just having a gender neutral bathroom is not enough for anybody. I can't see how
Well,
you're
no,
making this out to be a bad thing.
but it's not just the bathroom things. And that's kind of why, if you would take the time, I would love for you to look into it. It's not just the bathroom; they're also allowing,
I
saying that they
also
should be allowed
I
to
want to
shower.
Okay. I also want you to see, like, this is a women's restroom, right?
Okay.
Can you show me how this is dangerous? Like, this is where people pee and poop. This is simply where transgender people probably want to go pee and poop, and then they wash their hands with people. This is really what you're concerned about? Sharing a sink? Women sharing a sink with each other?
No, you're not. I don't think you're trying to get a gotcha, and I don't think you're
What do you mean
understanding
I'm
my
trying to get a
premise.
gotcha?
The premise is the freedom. It's literally it. The
The
premise
freedom of
is
them not having to not using the
no,
restroom.
the premise, and I'm not talking about public restrooms. I could care less. I agree with you. They should be allowed to do that. I'm talking about camps, schools, etc. When you have a majority of parents, say in the state of Tennessee, saying we don't want this, we don't agree to this is not what we want. And then a small minority of parents, let's say 5 parents out of 200, say, "Well, our children are trans, or they're in the socially transitioning. We want this." I don't think that we should be taking a small minority and making the majority completely rewrite and redo everything that they hold value in and their beliefs in and what they're structured in, whether it's religion, whatever, just to fit a
I
small
I
minority.
think this
I'm
is a
talking
great.
about
I feel
freedom.
like this is like. I think, like, again, this is very giving of like desegregation and people just being like, I'm used to not having to share bathrooms with black people, even though there's no
Oh
harm.
my
There's no
God.
data for
It's
you to
always
point
the race
towards.
with you people on the left. It's always a race
No,
thing.
I'm sorry, but we're talking about classes of people and you guys not want to share bathrooms with them,
Well,
and this
and
is
real
what it
quick, I just
is.
want to make a quick statement for everybody in the comments talking about Jesus and my belief in Christ and all that. Please show me in the Bible where Jesus condones sexuality, gays, and transitioning children, abortion, all that stuff. If you can show me in the scripture, then I would love to learn that. But
All right,
until then,
no, all right, no one cares. I don't. Don't reach out.
Well,
You're gonna debate with me, or you can go down there and debate with him.
yeah, yes, yeah. So again, I hear what you're saying, and I am not saying that they don't need to be and have their public spaces. I don't think that if there are trans people, and if it is a trans woman, right, and they want to go into a woman's bathroom, that is their business. I'm talking about individual spaces, schools, camps, etc. If that is a school, publicly or not, if they say this is against our belief, they have religious freedom in the Constitution. It doesn't matter how the trans person feels. That is their feelings. This is there's a difference between
Now, it does matter
religious
because
freedom. No, it
your
does,
faith
because
is
this
your
is
feelings, right? Your faith is your
wait, this is
feelings.
but no, this is Constitution. I'm not talking about faith right now. This is Constitution of religious freedom versus, oh, I feel like a woman, so I'm gonna go in here if I want to, and if you
This
don't let
is
me, then I'm gonna cry about it.
this is scientific. This is in the DSM-5.
Which is
This is
considered a mental illness, right?
condition,
It's well, yeah, well, you know.
condition, not illness.
I mean, and that's the biggest thing that I have a problem with. I mean, all the others, which we have schizophrenia, all the other mental illnesses, we don't affirm them. Why is this the only one that we affirm
Because
and make a
this is what we
public?
do when we treat people for symptoms. So like the symptom of having gender dysphoria is having a distress so bad that the common thing to do is unalive yourself. And we've tried giving them all sorts of things, medications, anti-anxiety, antidepressants, all of these things. And it turns out there's one thing that does work, and it's gender affirming care that seems to save lives. And if you guys don't have the nuance to see that, like having the best type of care for the best outcome being what we prescribe in the medical field, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe pray about it.
So, if that is the case, right? Because I haven't looked, I'm not going to say that I've looked too much into that because but if that is the case, again, the freedom, and again, I know people are going to say bigotry, all that. I don't care. If
It is.
that makes me a bigot, then I call me a bigot proudly. But, and I have t-shirts, by the way, proud bigot, by the way, anybody wants to buy one. So if that is the case, I know it's crazy, right? Freedom. If that is the case, then people should have that freedom of not being able to say, okay, well, I don't want this in my space. I don't want this
It's not
in
your
my
space, it's our space, right?
it's a religion,
Public
your
space.
space. If you're not a believer, then why are you in religious areas?
I don't know. The last place I would take my kid is a religious area because that's the people who actually do the harm to children. Those are the
Right.
people
I
who
know.
actually
I
do
don't
that.
disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. They do. And there needs to be a wide sweep of that. I absolutely agree with you. That is a huge problem. But again, it's not it's not that people are saying trans people are going to harm kids or they're going to harm women or something like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's simply the fact that there are women out there and men and other people who say, we don't feel comfortable with this. We don't want this in our, not public places, but in our schools, our camps, etc. If it is not indoctrination, why are you pushing so hard for it?
No one's pushing any Can you tell me one piece of legislation the left has proposed to inject this
I
into
didn't
any
say
schools?
legislation, though, brother.
Okay, well that's how it would be pushed. That's how it would be pushed.
It is simply the fact of, again, the summer camp thing. It's not only using the bathrooms, but now we have
Gender neutral bathrooms in a summer camp is not a
and they
thing
can
you should be upset about.
shower. They can shower
If they're
together.
if they're singular showers, I don't see what the deal is, dude.
See, of course you don't. But what about the parents who do not want that? And you can't just look at them and say,
No,
"Well,
you guys are
don't go there."
You guys are so weird. You guys are so
We're
uptight.
weird for not
Yes,
wanting
yes.
little boys to
You
shower with little girls.
fetishize everything.
Oh my God, we don't want little boys to shower with little girls.
They're
at
not
the age of
showering
13.
together. They have individual showers for the most part. I can't
Bro,
imagine
this is
having
literally this is
unisex
literally in
showers.
Colorado. This is
Okay,
literally
I
a
would
thing in
love to
Colorado.
see where they have group showers for co-ed. That's not a thing. No one
Please
does
look up
that.
the Colorado law. That's all I'm asking.
You
man.
can bring it up to me. I'm not going to fish for you.
Again, I just think that people, and I thank you so much for letting me up, but I think that people should be allowed to have the freedom from things that they don't agree with religiously, whether they're Muslim, pagan, whatever.
You can choose not to go to that place. That's your freedom.
They can also choose to not go to that place. So why do they? Why does a trans person who probably doesn't even believe?
Because that is a protected class. Those are people who unalive themselves because of people like you and your outlook on society.
They are not unaliving themselves on a
Yes,
mass
they
scale.
are.
Stop saying that. That is not.
They
If you
absolutely
want to
are.
talk about real genocide, we can talk about the millions of Christians are being, well, I don't want to get your life taken, but unalived on the masses of Al Qaeda and the ones in the Middle East. We can talk about that. The
Clutch your
13
pearls harder, dude. You guys are here doing these things to like people in
Show
the
me
United
where show
States.
me where trans people are being lined up on the street and unalived right now.
They have the highest unaliving rates.
To themselves.
They
That's a you problem.
yes.
If you take your own life, I'm sorry, but that is a you problem. That means you are just weak.
You're a piece of shit for saying that, dude. You are.
I'm
You really
sorry.
are.
I'm sorry, but if you take your own life because of somebody else's words, which is protected, again, there is, according to the Supreme Court in 1852, there's no such thing as hate speech, thank God. But if you take your own life because of somebody else's word and somebody else's free speech, that is a you problem.
All right, sure, but that is a thing that happens in society. We can't just help it. You can't just tell people to be tough and stop being pansies or something because
Sure you
that
can.
doesn't work, obviously, right?
Sure you can. I advocate to bring back bullying, not major bullying, but small bullying. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
that's fucking dumb. Like we have
I'm
studies
just
that
kidding.
show
It was
that
a
the
joke.
impact
Why
on
are you guys
bullying.
so
Hold on,
serious?
Matt. I know. Okay, we are serious. This is a political debate. We are going to be serious, but that is obvious. We can find the impact of these things and people's mental health, and people do commit suicide, no matter how petty you think that is. And just like I think your fucking religion is absolutely incoherent and dumb. I, I,
Great.
I,
That's
I,
your
can, I can say
right.
it all day, but I can't tell you to suck it up because your religious beliefs don't align with mine. You
See,
just
that's the
like you can't
problem,
tell
though.
somebody to suck it up and not unalive themselves because that
Pickles,
obviously
that
doesn't
is
work.
Pickles, that is the problem, though, is the difference between a lot of people. I'm speaking for me at least. If you used to tell me that, it suck it up. We don't want your Christianity around us and stuff. I'm not gonna go, or your God isn't real.
Yeah,
Your
but
whatever.
you're the majority in this nation. These
Hold
people are
on, I'm
1% of the
not going to
population.
sit there.
They
Hold
are
on,
an oppressed class.
I'm not going to sit there and take my life because of the words that you say, because your
Of
words have
course
no.
not, because you have the majority. If you're 1% and we bullied you day in and day out for being Christian and made fun of how absolutely fucking dumb you are, I'm sure you would, dude.
No, no. Because if you actually understood a Christianity belief, it's not a belief. It's not just a religion. It's a relationship. So it's deeper than that. And people
Whatever
who
you
are
gotta say,
not
dude. No one
believers,
cares. No one cares, dude. I don't care.
not even believe. And I know you're not a believer, and that's fine. But again, I'm not arguing religion. I'm not arguing beliefs. I'm just simply saying, why should society have to alter their way of thinking that they've known or known about for thousands of years and generations, right? To
You mean
accommodate
like
one
take new
percent of
news, take
Americans.
new information in and change their minds just like we figured out slavery was a bad
No, no, no,
idea,
no. I'm not
just like
asking
we
for.
figured
I'm
out
not
fucking
asking
marrying children was a bad idea just because they held on to those beliefs for so
pickles.
long because they were just the way that's just the way it was for a while, but we moved past it just like we're going to move past this eventually, and you're going to be so embarrassed looking back 10, 20 years and be like, "Damn, I can't believe I even suggested treating the trans community like this." You really are.
Who
Just
is
like you guys
treating the
look back,
trans
you guys
community?
look back and look at how you treat gay people, you're gonna look back the same way and be like, damn, I was a fucking prick.
Always an emotional plea with these people. I swear, Mel. You're being very emotional, Pickles.
Dog,
Again,
I am the most level-headed debater on this
nobody
app.
is nobody
Don't
is
try.
nobody is say nobody is here saying. I do not know anybody that is saying that trans people can't exist. We're just simply saying if we don't
Dog,
want them
you
in our
chalked it up to you chalked it up to fucking be tough about it. Stop unaliving yourself. That's pretty fucked up. For us to have the
no,
data
that was
that
a
shows that
joke.
they
That
unalive
was a
themselves.
joke.
Okay, we're not gonna joke
That
about
was a
that on
joke.
my. Okay, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, well, I apologize.
Yeah, go
That
be
was a
tough
joke.
about
But
being unalived in whatever fucking Middle East country you are.
in reality, the reality is, if you are taking what somebody, when are we going to sit there and stop saying, okay, people have to take accountability for their own actions instead of trying to blame everybody else
Because as a
for their own
society, we
misery?
have an impact on them. As a society, we do. Whether you like to admit it or not, your outlook on them harms them. They feel othered, they feel dehumanized.
So, what is exactly my outlook on them? What do
You
you
don't want
think
them in
in
the
my
same
outlook?
bathrooms as people. You think that they're just simply a belief that they have, an ideology they have, when it's not. Science can literally show you that this is a thing that happens in people's brains.
So if it happens in somebody's brains, does that make it a reality on physically?
Yes.
Dude, that is so disingenuous. Don't do that. Because
What
there
do you
are
mean,
so
dude?
many.
What do you mean? You're gonna. What is your standard for what is reality? Tell me about your faith again. Did Jesus create the world in 7 days, 6,000 years ago? Give me a
See,
fucking break, dude.
you're trying to take shots because you're getting very emotional about this, and I
Dude,
understand that's fine.
you're gonna sit here and belittle science, and at
No,
the same time uphold the strangest beliefs that you can't prove.
no, I am belittling and trying to fight for people to sit there and say, okay, if you want to call yourself a woman when you're a man, that is fine, but don't expect me to change my look on life. And if I see you as a man,
These are social
broad,
constructs.
oh my god.
These are social constructs.
Oh my God. So the deep voice, Adam's apple, broad shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
all that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, bro. Bro, I say this all due love and respect, and I do have to drop. I get to get down, and I love you, and I thank you for having me up here. But I actually want you guys to continue down this route because this is exactly why
Okay.
Kamala was
And
not
people are
elected
made of
president.
clay, right?
This is why
People
Trump
are made
won.
of clay.
And this is why we will win in 2028.
They were talking donkeys and snakes, right?
They're muting me because they don't like what I have to say. That's
Got it.
cute.
All right. Oh, goodness gracious. Chat, if you're a friendly, get out of my box. Get out of my box. What's up, Jukes?
Pickles,
What's
what's
up, baby
up,
girl?
buddy?
How have you been?
Dude, I've been doing good, bro. I just want to say, dude, you're so tough, bro. That's what I'm talking about, dude. This guy was talking earlier, dude, and I just saw emotional craziness getting back and forth, and I was like, you know what, dude? You go, Pickles. You go, bro. Dude, catching your stream, dude, always, dude, is just a wonder these days, bro. I love you.
I love you back, man.
Hey, dude, question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I got a political question here.
Yeah.
What do you think about SB3 getting passed yesterday?
I think that our politicians are paid for and bought.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bought and paid for.
Bro, it's so sad, dude. It is so sad. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it watching it. So I was in Austin in Congress during the Senate actual hearing, bro, for SB3, and just watching these guys move back and forth is just wild. And more people need to know about it for sure.
That's the one on the green stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's fucking dumb.
it's crazy, dude. It's crazy how alcohol backed it up, and then all of a sudden it just got pushed through like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, come election time, bro, people got to show up.
I agree. I agree.
70% of Texans, all the constituents calling back and forth saying that, hey, this is what we want. And they said, we don't give a damn, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sad.
It ain't a bit of coincidence that all of the progressive states have legalized it. Ain't a bit of coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah. But then the crazy part that is this actually fully goes through, it is going to destroy the hemp industry in general.
Yeah.
All over. Because we're just going to go back to the dark ages in every single state.
Yeah.
So sad.
All right. Well, do you have it?
Good talking to you, bro.
All right. I love you.
You be careful. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a good friend from back in my gaming days chat. Hot Jukes. Great guy. Great guy. SB3 is what they're talking about in Texas. Did I miss Hot Jukes? Do you know who Hot Jukes is? Let's see. Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to 25K. And if you enjoy these debates, give me a follow. Let's see if these people connect. Yellow,
Hello.
what's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Of course I am.
All right. What do you like about Trump?
What he's like the stuff that got passed last night through the House of Representatives. I love that kind of stuff. Really
What kind of
great
stuff?
things going on. All the great things. The greatest tax bill that's ever been written. Anybody from $30,000 to $80,000 are going to get a 17% decrease in what they pay in. Things like that, you
So
know.
what? They a
Now I'm in.
17% decrease.
Yeah,
Would love to
in their
see where you see
taxes.
that.
It's there, bud.
I would love to see where you see that. The taxes, the majority of the cuts went to the wealthiest of the wealthiest, and for the most
Well,
part, we saw an increase in taxes through tariffs too. So while they might get you with like a few tax cuts here and there on the actual bill, you're looking at permanent 10% tariffs from anything you buy internationally, and that is a ton of money.
did you do well in math in school?
I passed scholars algebra without studying.
Okay. Well, the majority, the people that are in the top 1%, they pay exclusively the great majority of the money that comes into this nation. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So if they pay the great majority of money that comes into the nation, if you go by percentages, naturally they're going to get more than a person making $30,000 a year.
We're talking when we
Capiche?
talk about $3 trillion, we're talking about a huge percent of that going to them and us getting about 1 or 2%. And then we're also talking
Well, how
about
much you
exploding the
pay in?
deficit. We're talking about
How
also
much you pay in?
exploding the
Where
deficit.
did you come up with one? Where did you come up with 1 or 2%?
I will show you.
And name that source.
All right. This is ITEP. You know what ITEP is?
No.
Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy. If you know anything about tax bills or anything like that, if you've been used to looking at them, you would definitely know this. So the poorest 20% get a 1% reduction. 20% poorest get a 4%. Middle class get a 10, 17%, which is people who make 94 to 150,000. 17% of the cuts went to that. That's probably what you're talking about. That doesn't mean you get a 17% reduction.
Wrong. Wrong.
All right. Hold on. It doesn't mean you get a 17% reduction. That means that 17% of the trillions of dollars that went into this spending bill went to the fourth 20%, and 68% went to the richest of the rich people.
What's the date of this document right here?
February 2025.
Oh, no, I'm saying what is the date? So you're going back how many months
3 months?
before it was passed?
Yes.
Yes. Now think about that. Now do the math. 3 months, approximately maybe 91 days. Do the math. Come on, do the math.
Okay. All right. I
And
don't
what
need math
happened?
to know
What
it's
was
2 months old.
happening? What was happening? What was happening 3 months ago, and what's happening
They were
last
going
night?
back and forth with this. You're correct.
Yes. Okay. So
And
don't all the people in this live. You just heard what he said. He's playing games.
all
You
right.
better start worrying about. You better start worrying about the scandals that's going on, the cover up of Biden and how bad he was, the illegal
I'm
use
sure.
of the pen.
Look over here while we give the
Automatic,
richest of the rich
automated pen.
giant tax breaks. You mean
No,
the
no.
stage 9
They
cancer?
paid. It's not. Wait, hold on. It's their money to begin with, Snoopy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You understand that? It's their money to begin with.
Yeah.
And what the
and they
government
also
does, The
They take
government,
they take advantage of the entire United States infrastructure and sit behind the largest military on earth. Someone's got to pay for it, and them pushing it onto
and
you and
they,
me is pretty
and
bad.
they still no. You look it up and you tell me exactly what it says, how much money the top 10% pay in taxes in this country.
Okay,
You'll be shocked.
and what number
Yeah,
is
if
it?
you know anything about, if you not know anything about taxes, you would know that. So
Okay, so you
you
prefer
actually,
we need a regressive tax system, is what you're saying.
it's about 70% of the people in the top 10% pay the most taxes in this country.
Yeah, and they also hold the most
70%.
wealth. They also hold the most wealth.
So what? Is that your business?
No, but we essentially
We
have.
we live in a
Excuse me.
we live in a
Excuse me.
capitalist system.
Excuse me. I know. And money just sits up there and does nothing and does not make the country a better place. It just sits there and creates diamonds in people's bank accounts. And that's what the
Really?
poor
You
get
think that's
poorer?
what they do with it?
Yes.
You think that's what they do with it?
Yes.
All the billionaires in the stock market, right?
Uh-huh.
What are they doing? What are they doing? Investing money.
Yeah, and then they take loans out and use their stocks as collateral and don't pay any taxes on those loans, and they live off of that money, and they work the system.
Believe me, they pay a ton more taxes than you will ever dream about paying.
Uh-huh. And they also we are the consumers. We fuel those businesses. So without us, they're nothing.
Well, yeah, you don't have to buy their product. Who forces you to buy their product?
Well, I mean, if you're Elon Musk, the law is forcing us to buy their product.
No, that was only when you liberals are pushing electric cars on the country.
No,
Remember?
I'm talking about the FAA being required to use Elon Musk's Starlink for the federal government, or us giving them $8 million a day in subsidies. I'm talking about that.
Well, the government actually passed it, right?
Past what?
He obviously is doing something that's important. You love big government. So you think it's
I don't think
all
you can.
well and
I don't
dandy.
think you can substantiate that.
You only love big government if it's doing something for you. You
Yeah.
believe that the government is up there to just do, you're guaranteed the pursuit of happiness, you're not guaranteed happiness. Do you understand that?
I understand that, and I know the need to
No,
feel.
you don't.
I know the need to feel like oomph and to hate poor people because you're on the right, but here's the deal. We have wealth inequality in this country, and it's gotten worse and worse every time a Republican has been in office. So if we want to fix that, if you guys want to stop crying about grocery prices like you were for 4 years, this is how you fix it. Do
I
things like
wasn't.
Trump is doing.
I wasn't crying.
Okay. Well,
I
Trump is
wasn't
crying.
crying. I made it. I live off the stock market, bud.
Okay. Well, I rest my case with that one. Do you make over $400,000 a year?
I'm not going to say what I make, but I don't. I'm retired now. I just got a big nest egg. That's all. In real
Good
estate
for
and in
you.
the stock market.
All right. Do you see this
And
graph
you know
right
what?
here?
I was born. I was born in a poor family. What do you think of that?
Yeah, same here, bud. Do you see this right here? This is the wealth gap. This is the wealth gap since 1950. And ever since the 1980s, when Reagan changed the tax law and enabled things like stock buybacks, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, the wealth has run away from us. And there are very few people who have all of the wealth, and they've convinced people like you that they need even more, that it's just not quite enough. If they get more
No.
money, they can make more jobs for you. Maybe a little bit of their they'll will trickle down. They'll give you a little bit of the teat you can latch on. You get a
I
little bit of it.
remember that same bullshit story. In the 80s, there were more millionaires that were developed out of the middle class than all the millionaires before them
That's a cute
in
story.
just a
but
few years.
That's a cute
No,
story.
true. It's true.
I know, but
It's true.
we haven't seen the bottom 90%'s wealth increase since the 1980s, my friend.
So what happened to you? It's all there. I mean, the opportunity is there. Look
Yeah,
what you're doing. You're obviously
but
talented.
you're making it. But
What
you're
are you
making
hanging
it.
around on TikTok?
But you're
What are you
making it. You're
hanging
making
around on
it. You're making it
TikTok?
harder. You're giving people less economic mobility when you do regressive tax systems like the Republicans are championing right now, like what you're defending,
Like what?
like the regressive tax rate that they passed and that they're going to pass for the next 8 years.
Now, how many people that do not make a whole lot of money work in the service industry?
I don't know. Are you going to talk about no tax on tips?
Well, what do you think?
Well, the cap on that is 25 grand.
You don't think that's a good thing?
The cap on that's 25 grand.
Well, the Democrats voted.
I know the cap on that's 25 grand.
The Democrats voted against that.
No, they didn't. It was 100-0. The cap on that's
I
25
said the
grand.
Democrats against that.
It was unanimously passed 100-0, bro. No, it wasn't. So if the cap is 25 grand and it's cash only, how many people in the service industry do you think pay taxes on their cash tips, bro? How many do you think did that before?
Well, number one, I'm going to follow up on that, and I'm going to check that out. And number two, even if it was 25 grand, it was paying taxes on 25 grand can be a lot of money.
Got it. And then when you go to buy things
I'm going to check it out.
I dare you to. And then as you buy things as one of those consumers, as one of those people who make maybe $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 as a tip or a tipped worker, you go and buy something on Amazon or at Walmart, you're paying 10%, 25, 40% taxes because of Trump's tariffs.
That's not going to work.
Because of Trump's tariffs.
That's not. No, it's not there. It's not there to be in place forever. It's a negotiating tool. If you hadn't figured that one out, if you haven't figured that one out,
Trump has already come out and said that no matter what he negotiates, that 10% baseline will never go away. Have you not read that?
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I'm for that.
So you agree that there's a 10% tax on all things now, an additional 10%.
What does China put on our cars?
Just about everything.
As a matter of fact, what does Germany put on our cars?
A lot of stuff.
What do they put on our cars, though?
I'm sure a lot of what's it called? The harder working stuff. The more articulating things.
What does Canada put on our dairy products?
Oh, you're talking about tariffs?
150% tariff on our dairy products.
They've never had to pay tariffs on that. That is a quota tariff. That is a quota tariff. You're gonna have to look that up again, bub.
Listen, I was in the business. I understand exactly what goes on with Canada. I live on the border.
Do you think that we've ever paid a tax for, or they've ever paid tariffs on milk?
Because it keeps us from ever selling it to them over there.
Yes,
fish.
It only goes into effect if we reach a certain threshold of sales. That's when the tariff goes into effect, and we never have, Bubba. So they don't pay that tariff.
No, it's because it's marked up way too much.
There is no tariff until a certain threshold. You don't know what you're talking about.
At one time, I sold in Windsor, Canada, and I know exactly what they do.
No, you don't.
I was an institutional food service salesman, and I was that, and I turned into marketing and sales the last 15 years.
Okay.
For 45 years.
Then how the hell would you know about that?
I live in the Detroit area.
I live in the Detroit
area, and I used to go over there on Fridays and call on Windsor businesses.
Okay, so
I couldn't sell certain.
There's a quota on that tariff, and it has never been reached. You are wrong. Period.
You know, why would they have the quota on there? Why would they have the tariff?
To protect their dairy farms.
Okay, what are we going to do with it? The 10%?
Nothing. It's not aimed at anything.
You know,
it's just a tax.
I've lived long enough. I lived long enough to see every textile mill in North Carolina leave the state. All those mill workers down there, Now, granted, they didn't make much money, but they lost their job. They ended up poor as paupers.
Yeah.
I moved into this area in '75. I watched the UAW basically wiped out.
Mm-hmm. And
Well,
I
I mean,
bet
they
you,
have very little power. They have very little power. The car companies had failed so badly compared to what, but we couldn't sell a car anywhere else.
all right.
When they got their stuff together, we couldn't sell a car.
Kara, thank you for the $20. Listen, none of these blanket tariffs are not targeted towards any one industry, and they are also executive orders. They're not strong enough for people to start manufacturing facilities and compete with China. That's for sure. Even with the tariffs standing up at 40 or 140%, no other country will be buying our product or our manufactured goods because China will still produce them cheaper. You should
You
know
know
that.
what the sweet thing is, though? We can get anything that we get from China, mostly. We can get it from Vietnam, Cambodia, most any
And
small
so can any
nation
other
down there.
country. And so can any other country. That's
Yes,
why these
that's
tariffs are
right.
not.
That's right.
That's why these tariffs are not going to do anything besides tax us.
And all the businesses have already started looking, and I haven't really noticed much going up. As a
Okay.
matter of
Well,
fact,
if nothing goes
if
up,
you look, if what was the inflation rate last month?
it was like 2%. It wasn't much. We're supposed to see it go up in about a
Okay.
week.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
So you admit that if prices don't go up, then it doesn't incentivize anybody to change any sort of spending habits. Therefore, not protecting industries at all. Then, huh?
All the people that were in the steel workers union, the people that worked for the Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, the people down south that worked for the textile mills were erased. Go
Yeah.
down through Pennsylvania
So if it
and
doesn't
see, and
change,
just
if it
drive
doesn't
through some
change,
of those
if it doesn't
steel
change,
mill towns and see how bad it is.
okay, so if it doesn't change any of the prices, then it's not going to do anything for our industries, is it, huh?
Do you feel comfortable with that?
I think that they're pointless. They're just trying to make money.
Do you
And
feel comfortable with these countries making most everything? Even our drugs. Do you feel
so
comfortable with
I,
that?
I honestly don't mind having a free market. No, I don't. Do you think that if you're saying that you don't see any raising prices, you're saying these tariffs aren't working, right?
This is the first time it's ever tried in many, many years.
I'm not asking you
I
that.
think the
Are
last
you
time, I
saying they're
think Nixon
working or
tried a
are
little
they
bit.
not? Are they going to incentivize people to buy domestically or not?
We'll have to see, won't we?
Okay, that's a nothing burger. That's a damning non-answer, as Tim Walz would say.
If you see two pair of tennis shoes, now basically, and one was made in the United States and one was made in China or wherever, and you had to pay $20 more for that pair of tennis shoes in the United States, would you buy them?
No.
You're always, all of you libs are talking about, oh, look at what they're doing to Medicaid. Oh, look at these poor migrants trying to get into this country. But when it comes to a worker, you could give a shit less.
No, like,
You
we
just
have to.
proved it.
You you guys used to be. You
I'll
guys used
help
to.
out the Chinese.
You used to be. You guys used to be champions of free market and unfettered capitalism, and all of a sudden you're not. All of a sudden, you don't think we should have to compete with the rest of the world. Do you think that's going to create competition sitting
No,
behind
no,
tariffs?
no. I think one country, and that's China. They get special. You know, they were granted special deals way back when they came in and started dealing with the what was they call it, the G7, or
Are you talking about the World
that's when
Trade
they
Order
started getting all these
organization?
free. Because they were developing country. So everybody gave them good deals,
Okay, I don't know what that means, but
right?
still today, if we were to go carbon copy a
Well, go
manufacturing,
back and check it
hold
out.
on, Peepaw. If we were to go carbon copy a production facility from China, if we were to copy it, the blueprints all the way down to where they put their trash cans inside of those facilities, we still wouldn't make those products cheaper than China. That's why they've all moved to China. All of those jobs moved to China because we have the
because
almighty dollar and
because
we have a higher standard of living.
because because the unions required a lot more money than what they would in China.
Exactly. That and just minimum wage is higher than China's.
Yeah. When I moved up here and I realized an auto worker was making much more than a school teacher, I said, "There's something wrong with this program."
Yeah, well, if only there was a party that would stop us, that would stop voting against us trying to give raises to teachers. If only there were a party that didn't just do away the Department of Education. Damn,
What has the Department of Education done? It's so wonderful.
they fund schools
I
and
know
they
what
help. They fund schools.
fund them in what way.
I'm in Texas. They funded 20% of our schools. I just saw 5 schools shut down because of the Trump administration this year.
Oh no, they've only been in office for like 3 months.
Yeah, and guess
Oh
what?
man,
They don't have a budget for next year, so they're shutting down.
do you think I'm stupid?
Yes,
I'm serious. I might talk
I am
stupid.
too.
I have a southern accent. I talk old, but you know what? I'm not stupid. I've been through this.
Could have
I've
fooled me.
actually paid taxes. I've paid school taxes. I pay a lot of school taxes where I live at.
What state are you in?
I'm in Michigan. I'm in a gated neighborhood, but I pay just $3,500 a year in taxes just for school,
Yeah, well, that's
and I
local.
pay over $7,000 a year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's still taxes.
So Michigan received 901 million, almost $1 billion in. Oh, actually, that's just the meals program. That comes to Department of Education.
Yes, we
Agriculture.
got to help out Detroit, don't we? We got to help out them schools
Uh,
down there.
yeah, that's where a lot of people are. Give Michigan last year. So let's see, 4%. No, 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 no. Title One. Special education. They do a lot of special education in Michigan. They receive 425 million for Head Start. So, oh, it's 3.7 billion. So 14.7% of your schooling was paid for by federal government. Now that's gone. Thanks, Trump. I bet your property taxes are going up.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
I can afford to move. I actually have 2 homes.
That
I
must
have
be
one
nice,
up in
bro.
Lewiston, Michigan.
That must be nice. But
It's
when we talk
right
about
on a lake,
when we talk
and
about what's best for the majority of America and not just some guy with COPD, it's not
I
cutting
could
DOE.
care less. I could care less. I take care of my family. I took care of my family. I watched my daughters grow and turn into excellent achievers. They married achievers, and they're not somebody that sits around and cries about the situation. That's the reason they're achievers.
Sure.
I can tell you this right now. If you ever go to apply a job, they'll
Uh-huh.
be able to pull all this information right here, and they'll see that you're a whiner and you are not, you're definitely anti-business. You will not get hired.
Thank you so much, Peepaw. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, you know it's true.
It's not.
You know
It's
it's
not.
true.
They'll look at
Yeah,
me
you
and
know it's
say,
true.
"Dang, that guy's a entrepreneur and has been doing this for 6 years and seems to run his own business, does his own branding, does his own marketing, and he
Oh yeah, that's a good part of
talks
you.
to boomers on the internet."
As I said, I think you're very talented. There's no doubt about it. You got talent, man. But in most, I don't know what, unless you go into the radio business or, doing what you're doing, I don't think you're going to make it to be a Rogan. You're lost. You're lost, man.
All right.
I'll let you go.
All right. Good luck with all that breathing stuff.
Take care.
You too.
Okay.
Chat, tap the screen. If you enjoy these debates, give me a follow. I might make it in radio. Radio's dead, dude. Radio's dead. Yeah, radio's a bit, yeah. Damn, I'm gonna quit smoking. Chat, do it. I quit a while back. I quit smoking. I was smoking for 18 years. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. You'd think somebody nearing the end of life would be a better person. I don't know, man. I still think about nicotine all the time, guys. It just sounds so good all the time. But we don't do it. Are we gonna guys, first of all, we haven't even hit 50k likes. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? My doctor told me the urge will never go away from yeah. Yeah. Woof. It goes away, man. I don't know. I don't know. I still think about I was doing Zen towards the end and it just always sounds good right now. My YouTube chat is not working right now. I can't see anybody chatting, so I'm sorry if you're talking poop right now on YouTube. I can't read it. Food tastes so much better. Oh man. I quit nicotine in January. January like maybe the first week. Jamie Sue, thank you for the 6 month subscription. Just think about that guy's breathing lettuce. Yeah. It's one of the most painful ways to die is whatever the hell that's called. Where your lungs just stop working. Am I still rock climbing? I've really slid back. I've really slid back. Not COP, emphysema? Emphysema. Yeah. COPT sounds horrible too. COPD, yeah. Same as drowning. That's what, yeah. Yeah. Damn, Gracie, I'm sorry to hear that. Should I turn on the, what's it called? Should I turn on the phone? There we go. How did I quit? I just cold turkeyed it. And I got very hungry. I gained 40 pounds out there. Yeah, I've gained a lot. I was 170 something when I quit. Now I'm 210. 210, 6'4". All right, we're turning on the phone line, guys. pure muscle and wiener. I want to read this delightful message I have in my. Guys, this is actually beautiful. I want y'all to read this with me. This is a voicemail. Fuck. Actually, I shouldn't. This is a voicemail from somebody, and I just thought it's giving Shakespeare. Let me read it. You F piece of S. I hate you. You're the biggest piece of S ever. Mother F. I'm going to slap my poor Monday. She's under your FA. That was it's beautiful. All right. All right. Phone line's on. The phone number's at the top, YouTube, if you want to call in. Hello?
Yo, what's up?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Of course, man.
All right. What do you like about Trump?
Everything.
Can you give me something to talk about?
I love that he's making fucking a trans woman banned from like sports and shit like that.
So, for anybody to think that's a big deal, it feels silly to me, right? In a league of 510,000 people, take a swing at it. How many do you think were in there?
I don't know.
100, 1,000?
Well, I mean, I'm coming from like a dad's perspective, right? I have 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
If they ever join a sport, they're young. They're like one's 2 years old, one's 5 months.
I'm still gonna ask you to tell me how big of a deal this is.
Later in the future, though, like if they ever join like a high school sport or college or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the
like,
league I'm talking about.
I wouldn't like fucking another man to fucking. Cause let's be real, like if a man fucking shows up and fucking
I get it. I get your bigotry. How many do you think it is?
What are you talking about?
It's 10 people. 10 people in a league of 500,000 people. Trump spent it was $217 million using campaign ads against this exact topic. For you guys to think this is a thing, and it's obviously it's not with 10 people nationwide. It's very sad you guys all fell for it.
Well, I mean, it's bringing it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like before our previous president, like, it was supporting it. Like, at least he's not.
How was my previous president supporting it?
I mean, he was just not talking about it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not talking about minority groups and punching down on them, I think is a plus.
And also, I love all this, like, deportation that's going on. I love it. Like, that's being honest.
If you like that, you should see Biden's numbers. He was doing more without sending people to jail for the rest of their lives.
Was he, though?
Yeah, he was doing 26,000 more per month.
But, like, you guys, like, you're a liberal, right? Like, or a Democrat, you could say. Like, you guys support illegal immigration.
No, we don't.
Like, you guys, yes, you guys do. Like, let's be
How's
real.
that?
You guys do. Like, for an example, that one case with that MS-13 guy, like, you guys want to keep him in our country.
No, we don't want to keep him in our country. We want due process. So if Trump has the ability to deport anybody in any way without due process, it's a very dangerous precedent. And he hasn't taken it off the table for him to do it to citizens. He wants to suspend this thing called habeas corpus, which does that exact thing. He can just lock people up without giving them a court date, and he can hold them locked up for as long as he wants. And we obviously don't want that. That's dictator stuff.
It really isn't, though.
What do you mean it isn't? That's the most dictator thing I can think of.
Look, I'm gonna give you a little backstory. Like, I was born in Mexico, by the way. I was born in Mexico. I came here legally with my parents, right? I joined the United States Army. I've been here for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
I
and you
did think,
sort of
like,
defend the Constitution, the thing that Trump doesn't like.
what do you mean? He's like the most, like, recently, like,
Okay,
he's
giving people due
the most.
process is what is the Fifth Amendment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you know that like birthright citizenship, that's also a thing he's trying to do away with. Executive order, right? That's one of the constitutional amendments that you sort of protect. Same thing
Yeah.
with freedom of speech. Him like going towards universities that don't bend to
What do
his
you mean?
will.
You,
He's
you
taking money
guys,
away from them, IRS status away from them, tax status.
when it comes to freedom of speech, you guys are the ones. Like, I'm not saying you guys, but like lately, like before Trump, like for an example, YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. Like, it's run by liberals and shit like that. Like, you guys ban people that have like conservative fucking
That's not
views.
freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means that the
Like,
government can't target you for things you say. If you
when
don't
has he ever
understand
done
the
that?
Constitution that you're protecting, do you?
When has Donald Trump done that?
Okay. Trump is literally calling certain news stations illegal. He's kicking them out of the Oval Office. He is suing Harvard and making them remove all of their international students and taking away their IRS exempt status. So, like, literally using the federal government to hurt them monetarily and to change their policies so that they're not successful university anymore.
You're talking about minorities, like, or what are you saying? I don't understand.
International
I'm
students,
sorry.
students from overseas,
Okay.
students from other countries. He's telling Harvard that it's illegal for them to be here. He's also using things like executive orders to undo people's legal status. People who are here legally, like the right always says that they're like for legal immigration until Trump says something about a form of legal immigration he doesn't like and undoes it with an executive order and kicks them all out.
I don't know. I have to look into that, I guess. I haven't seen that.
Okay, well, he's doing that. He's also
Damn.
suing law firms and taking away their ability to go into federal buildings, pretty much making them lose all of their clientele. All of their clientele just because they're disagreeing with him. So like imagine if I had a law firm and I said fuck Trump and Trump wrote an executive order targeting my law firm like that and I went out of business. That's anti-First Amendment. That is using the federal government to come after me for a belief that I have, for a thing that I say.
I don't know. I haven't seen that,
Okay,
so
well,
I
Trump's
can't.
doing that. He's copy pasting those executive orders and doing it to multiple law firms.
Well, the reason why I like Trump is because, like, the last 4 years, like, this country has been fucking crazy, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when I was 18, 17, like, I was a, like, hardcore liberal. Like, I did not care. Like, everybody do what they do. Like, but, like, lately, like, even as I became like, a father and shit like that, like, this country has been going crazy, like, with this fucking LGBT shit, like, all
Who's
this,
writing laws to do that?
hmm?
No one's doing that. No one's writing laws to make LGBTQ shit. No one's doing that. Like what Trump has done is he's come in and gaslit us into defending those people, but we haven't done anything. Like there's no weird fucking Johnny Appleseed going around to libraries putting
I mean,
LGBTQ books in there.
what about all these fucking, like, all that money that was going into, like, weird fucking, like, shit, like policies and stuff, like, with, like, LGBT shit, like, it was like millions of dollars and shit. Like, what was that for?
What?
Like,
Okay, propaganda. So there was one instance where Trump said that we were spending $8 million on transgender mice, and it wasn't. It was transgenetic mice, nothing to do with transgender anything. But the dumbest of the dumb of our populace believed it. We didn't dispel it 100%. I have to one by one talk to these people and show them how it's not true, and they still question whether it's not true. What Trump does is he lies intentionally all the time so that we can't dispel all of his lies.
I'm not saying he's like the greatest president in the world, right? But, like, at least, like whatever Kamala Harris was, like, trying to bring into the table, like, all that shit was
Like a non-regressive tax reform. Dude, Trump just gave all like $3 trillion. He just added $3 trillion to the deficit or to the debt. Exploded our deficit for, again. in this country, just completely took so much money, the most money he could possibly take, and give it to the richest of the rich. And you guys are cheering it on. It's so weird. It's fucking so weird. And Kamala was going to do the opposite. She was going to do
So
like tax breaks for the middle class.
that's not the reason why I voted for him. Like none of that shit like that you're talking about is not the reason why I voted for him. It's literally
Well,
about
obviously, yeah. So Trump is giving you all these stupid things, these culture war issues to vote for him
well, I
because
mean,
he
it's
ultimately wants to do what he's doing, pass these insane tax cuts for his rich friends.
I mean, like I can see that you're not like super fucking liberal and shit like that, just the way you talk, but like just like simple shit like fucking like again, I'm gonna bring it back, but like LGBT, fucking BLM, fucking
These are just
immigration
buzzwords.
shit,
It's not a thing.
immigration shit, like all that shit has been going crazy for the last fucking 4 years. And like for an example, that college student, I forgot her name, but like that just got killed recently by a fucking Venezuelan, I think. That's what he was. Like,
Yeah,
why would you want that in your country?
it's listen, we have more people, domestic right-wing terrorists doing shit in our country than Venezuelans, than anybody else, any demographic, any illegal immigrant doing in this country. When Trump started running in 2017, he told the masses that these people are coming here, they're murderers, they're rapists. Some of them are good people. And he's generally talking about people like you, phenotypically people who look like you from places that you're from, and he's
And it's
saying they're
true.
bad
It's true
people.
though.
It's
It's
not true.
true.
Guess how many people
Like,
were murdered in 2017 by
okay, like
undocumented migrants? Take a guess.
I grew up in Los Angeles. Like,
I don't
it's
give a fuck.
true.
Tell me how many do you think were killed by undocumented migrants in 2017 when Trump was saying this shit?
I don't know. Well, one is too many.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
The
is.
number's 3, by the way, and we had 17,000 murders that year and 40,000 gun deaths. You're going to take billions of dollars and focus all of your hatred on 3 murders? Pretty dumb.
It's not even that. It's fucking bringing drugs. Like the fentanyl fucking crisis is fucking insane. Like, you don't think these migrants are bringing all this shit? Like,
US
it's insane.
86% of the drugs brought here illegally are US citizens. So we should deport US
Prostitution.
citizens.
Like, we could talk about anything. Prostitution, fucking gang violence, MS-13, cartel members, like
Yeah,
all that
we
is
can talk
brought
about all of that, and we have the crime reports on that, and it's so little and so small that it is ridiculous to talk about it.
But you say it's so small, but like,
It's tiny.
okay, you say it's so small, but like, one murder is enough. One fucking
No, it's not.
children that gets
It's
addicted
not
for
enough
fucking
because
fentanyl is
29,
enough.
29 kids dying in one day from school shooting is not enough for y'all to do anything. You guys don't want to do shit about that.
What do you mean we don't do shit about that?
You guys will never change gun laws, no matter how many children die.
Okay, if let's just say we ban all guns right now, like we become the fucking UK or some shit like that, fucking criminals are still going to have guns. Like, wouldn't you feel safer if you fucking have a gun in
We're
your
not trying to
house?
ban all guns, but no,
Okay, it's
that
just an example. Like, you try to, or what guns do you want to ban? Fucking
high caliber, high,
AR-15s.
yeah, AR-15s, high
Okay,
caliber, high capacity, high velocity guns.
you know most fucking incidents with fucking weapons happens with handguns.
Yeah, I know, but most of the mass like school shootings happen with ARs.
Okay, let's just say we ban fucking ARs. Honestly, I'm more on your side. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care about guns. Even though I'm in the military, like, I don't really care about
I
guns.
have pew-pews. I'm not just like this pansy liberal that doesn't like all pew-pews suck. I just think that we should have common sense gun laws, like red flag laws, keeping
Okay,
close the
I
loopholes from like personal sales, all of that stuff to stop people from getting them. Because at the end of the day, when a criminal wants a pew-pew and they have to attain it illegally, you're going to be talking to somebody who has one legally. So like, would you yourself sell a criminal under the table an AR? No, because it's going to get traced
no.
back to you. You're going to
Yes,
be fucking pinned to the wall. And
of course.
also when you're on the black market looking for a pew pew, In Australia, it's 30 grand to get a pew pew. So there's a barrier to entry to become an extra horrible criminal.
Okay, but you're talking about like I'm gonna bring it back, like cartel members and like gang guys or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Like they have that money. Like they sell drugs. They have that money to buy those type of guns. Like who like you know what I'm saying?
You know where they're getting them? Us.
Like,
Every pew
selling
pew in
drugs.
Mexico, just about, is from us. From us. So we cry about maybe some illicit substances coming over here, but we're literally just hemorrhaging pew pews into Mexico.
That is true. I do agree with you on that. But that's corruption. Like what is Trump or Kamala Harris is gonna do about that? You know what I mean? Like
Trump, the right will never do anything to crack down on pew pews because there's so much taboo surrounding that topic. The pew pew culture is so insane right now on the right. They won't do anything like that.
like I guess you could say I'm more liberal when it comes to fucking pew pews, but like I grew up in California. Like stupid shit like that. Like you can't have certain bus stock in your AR-15. You have to fucking keep your fucking gun in the trunk. In the trunk, like that's ridiculous. Like like you like what if something happens while I'm driving? Like who knows? You never know. Especially when you have a family. Like how the fuck am I gonna get my gun from the trunk? I would never go back to California. Right now I'm in Alaska. Like how can like just stuff like that, like legally you have to keep your gun in the trunk.
I don't know about that. I'm in Texas. That I've had an officer tell me to keep it closer to me.
Exactly, like well that's more of a Republican state, right? Like California is super liberal. You can't keep your gun with you. You have to keep the ammo separate, like stuff like that. Is like why even have one then, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I also feel like people can do road rage and do really stupid shit with a pew pew in arm's
Yeah, that's
reach.
true, that's very true, but I don't know, like that's the reason why I love Trump. Like he's making stuff. I'm also super Catholic. I go to church every Sunday. I just feel like this country needs to go back to its roots and be more Christian. And that's the reason why I voted for him.
All right. Do you really think that Trump is Christian? Do you really think he's turning more people on to Christianity? Although I highly
Yes.
disagree with you, I think Christianity and Catholicism breeds SA to children. I think that
How
Trump selling a Bible with his name on the front of it is obvious blasphemy.
how is Christianity or Catholicism as like the essay shit, like how is that even like correlated with each other? Like that doesn't even
Historically,
make
essays just absolutely rampant in the Catholic Church. If you don't know this, it's pretty wild.
okay. No, I mean just like anything, like America, right? Like America, like
No, like it's
if you
vehemently
want to
big in
like
church.
God and church is a whole different thing, right? Like we could get in a topic with that, but like God and church is a whole different thing. We're humans at the end of the day. Like humans are fucked up. Humans do fucked up shit, just like the United States, right?
Yeah, but
Right
the
now, we're
numbers,
the greatest.
it's trending in church. Like it's more so in churches than most places.
I mean,
In your church,
I've been in multiple church. Never have I ever seen that. You know what I
that's
mean? I
not
have
science.
children,
That's not data. We actually have the data that shows like 12% of all SAs happen from clergy of the church.
and also in schools and shit like that. Like it happens. Like just because someone claims to be Christian or Catholic doesn't mean they're actual Christian or Catholic. You know what I mean? A lot of people go to
What about the
these
priests? The priests themselves are doing it. They're actually hiding it and coddling it and moving people around and not addressing priests who are partaking in these activities. They're just moving them to other churches.
Okay.
That was a thing y'all did. There's a whole there's documentaries on it everywhere.
Okay, so because we were fucking slave owners back in the day, now we're fucking pieces of shit now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like like humans are bad. Like I get that. Like we're all fucking pieces of shit at the end of the day. Like we all try to be better at the end of the day, but like humans do bad things. I get that. especially in a fucking huge religion just like this one, just like in fucking Judaism or whatever the fuck, like Jews and
Okay,
fucking
but this was like fucking
Muslim,
20, 15, 20 years ago when it was like a big thing.
just
This
like
isn't
Muslims, right?
300 years ago.
Just like Muslims, right? You guys protect them, free Palestine and all this shit. But as soon as these liberals that fucking are LGBT plus fucking,
I don't care what religion you are. If you're being genocided, we're gonna say, hey, that's not cool.
I know, but like I'm just saying, like we all have a, maybe you don't have a religion, but everybody has a religion, and there's a dark side in every religion. I get that, but
Okay.
at the core of that religion, like you can't deny that there's good, right?
No, in my opinion, no, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Like love, love everybody, fucking.
I'm sure that's in the text, but no, there's a lot of other really bad stuff in there too.
You're talking about history,
No, I'm talking about the text.
not lecture, right? Or text.
In the literature of your religion, there's a lot of bad things. Yes.
Name one.
I don't know, maybe telling us to dash children across rocks, or rules for slavery, or I don't know, to poke your eye out or cut your son's tongue off if he talks back to you, or to not wear two different types of clothing or cloth.
You're talking about the Old Testament.
Isn't that what mainly Catholics look at?
No, we look at the New Testament. That's why Jesus came here, right? Back in the day, also they used to pay their way to heaven, right? That was in the Old Testament. They used to pay their way to heaven. That's why
Still,
God
same
came.
thing. I don't care if you guys did a redo, and you guys still look at the Old Testament and acknowledge it. So
I mean, whatever religion. That's what makes this country great, right? Like you believe you could be an atheist right now, you could be a fucking Christian, Muslim, whoever the fuck you want to be. Like that's what makes this country great, right? But as soon as you fucking say your opinion on anything that's contradicting liberals, you have this cancel culture. You fucking get fired. You could get fired from your job just for having a different belief. And as a conservative,
liberals
like
don't really have an ideology or a belief.
you guys do though. Like if I go, if I'm at like, thankfully I'm in the army, right? So like I can't get fired for that shit. But like thankfully, like if I'm like if I'm somewhere else and I say like honestly, like I don't believe that so and so is a woman, I could literally get fired from that job for
When you
saying that.
say things, to against a protected group, like part of the LGBTQ community, a group that has been historically bashed and oppressed by your side, who's been met with violence, and who've had historically less rights because of your side. Yes, we're going to have to protect them. Otherwise, parts of society start to break down and violence starts to happen. And those people,
No, no
particularly
violence
when you
has to happen.
misgender them, their symptoms of that kind of distress is usually unaliving themselves. So I am totally okay with us saying, hey, maybe don't
Okay,
intentionally and
okay,
repeatedly do that.
okay. No, like no one has to go violence, right? Like I've been in the United States Army for 6 fucking years. Like I've had racial slurs, like not fucking like directly towards me, right? Because I'm a Mexican American, but like none of that shit fucking affects me. Like I know there's piece of shit humans, like these fucking racist people. Like none of that affects me because I know who I am. Like same with
Maybe
these fucking.
maybe you don't feel distress when people say mean things to you, but that doesn't mean that like the most oppressed of people
You
in
don't
our
think
community or societies
you
don't
don't you
feel
don't
that way.
you don't think brown people get oppressed in like ever? Like you think like
Of course
LGBT.
I think they are, but I think that LGBT, especially the trans community, they are the most attacked community I think right now. Yes.
Yes. And the thing is like I say I'm conservative just because like most like the left has gone super far left, but
Not here.
that's
Our left
like
is
that's what
conservative in the UK.
you're in the UK.
No, our left in the United States is like conservative Workers' Party in the UK.
I don't know about the UK, but what I'm trying to say is like I don't care. This what makes this country the best country in the world. There's literally gay people in the United States Army. I don't care.
They
Like,
just kicked all the
am I
trans
not?
people out of the army, bro.
I didn't say trans. I said gay.
I know, but they just kicked all the trans people out.
And honestly, like that's good. Like I'm not trying to be fucked up, but like I don't care if you like guys and you're a guy and you like women and you're a woman, but like this fucking delusion that
It's
men could
not.
be girls and
It's not a
girls could be
delusion.
men.
It's
It
not a
really is.
delusion. It's not a
It's like
delusion. It's science, dude. It's science. It's a social science. It's science. The rest of the world acknowledges it.
like let's just say a trans woman, a woman trying to be a man, right? Like I've been in the like I said, I've been in the army for a while, like a lot. I'm in the infantry, by the way. Like a lot of women, they fucking I've seen it so many times. They get med board, medically discharged basically. They get medically discharged for being in the infantry, going to ranger school. Like it happens. Like and vice versa. Like when it comes to men going to women's shit, like they excel super great. Like it's by
Okay,
like
either they're super soldiers and they shouldn't be in women's sports, or they're not good enough in the army. I don't know which one is it, dude. Are they too good to be competing against women, or are they not good enough to be fighting alongside you?
what do you mean?
Trans
Phrase
people.
that. Trans people. Well, when it comes and even when like men becoming women in in the field, right? We train, we do all this stuff. It gets complicated, right? Like actual women that are like in the fucking field with us, like they feel fucking uncomfortable being with this trans woman in the field with them, going to their little section, change, sleep with them, whatever the fuck. And then we like same thing with us. Like they don't want to come with us men in our tent basically or in our showers. They want to go with the women and those women feel uncomfortable. Like it's a good thing that they don't join the army.
I don't think so. I think that the most essay happens between cis men and cis women. I don't think that's a real thing. If anything, it's people like you who are making them feel uncomfortable in most spaces, right?
I've had talk with women, like in my troop, we've had a trans woman and I've respected her. I've never disrespected her ever. I was super nice with her and everything. But then the other women in our infantry fucking troop, they feel some type of way with them going in their restroom, going in the field in their
That way they,
tent.
they feel that's just bigotry. It's the same feeling that people, I just told this is the last, it's the same feeling people had when we had to desegregate bathrooms with black people. They said, what are we going to do in the back? These people are animals. These people, what are we going to do? Start letting dogs into the bathroom?
No, but like uh, l- there's been so many sexual assaults and things with like trans women
There's
going into
even
women.
more with cis men, right? It's rampant as
Yes,
fuck
yes,
in
yes.
in the
I
in the
agree with
military.
you. I agree
So
with
we're
you. I
not we're
agree
not
with you.
kicking those people out, right?
They do get kicked out.
Oh, well, we're not just kicking all men out, right?
Well, not well. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Like those men do get kicked out too.
Yeah,
Those
but we're
men
not
get
kicking an entire class of people out, right? Even though they're the ones, the pattern is there in
okay,
cis het men.
but the women in fucking the military, they don't have a say. They like
I
what's up
don't
with
remember them saying anything about this besides Trump running $217 million worth of ads to convince you guys this was a problem when it's not.
a lot of women feel this way. Like most of them are scared to talk because of this fucking pop culture of accepting all this. And if they do talk out about it, they get shamed for it.
Dude, I obviously think you should get shamed about it because it's not a real issue. It's just bigotry. And it's like I said, it's not where the problems are. The pattern of where all the problems are people like you.
And I believe those are the true feminists that are fighting for real fucking female rights. Like, you know what I mean? Like going into the United States Army and fucking being feeling safe in
If
the
you're
restroom.
fighting, you're fighting for the side of Trump. You're not fighting for anybody's constitutional rights. You're fighting to go against them. Trump literally said it on TV. He doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution. That's whose side you're on, and you've also taken an oath to protect the Constitution.
Like these, like the woman, like the true feminists are the ones that are fucking fighting against this. Like they're taking their sport.
TERFs
They're
are not
taking
true feminists. True feminists are intersectional feminists.
That's not true, man. Because the like, I'm sorry to say this, they're not real women.
That's you don't. I don't think you can tell us what a woman is. Most of Republicans don't know what a
Really,
woman is.
really, the one that gave me birth, that's a real woman. The one that
Okay.
fucking
Well, one out of
fed
every
me, took
3,000
care of
women
me.
can't give birth. Does that make them not women?
No, that's just no that no that does not like determine that they're not a woman. But like they're the fact that they're more nourishing, they're more fucking caring. They want to fucking.
It's not- who cares?
What do
Dude,
you mean? Who cares?
these are not real. Like you're saying, you're not giving me any sort of like immutable trait that a woman has. There's no one thing that makes a woman.
Why
It's
do
a
more?
social
Why do
construct. It is a thing
why
we
do
made up. It is ever
why do
changing. We're fucking changing it every day. We're just making it up as we go, right?
why do women fucking wanna fucking go be a fucking uh a teacher, a nurse, like a fucking taking care of children? Like
That
those
is
are
a
the jobs that
traditional. That's a traditional gender thing, like gender role. That's like 1950s. Like, hey, go back into the
no
kitchen, take
that
your shoes off,
that
kind of
still
thing.
happens. That still happens. Most of the
I
women's
know
rather
there's
do
old
those jobs.
people that were alive during the 50s perpetuating that traditional bullshit. Yeah, it's fucking dumb. My girlfriend out earns me. She's very successful.
Th- Great. That doesn't matter. What I'm saying is like the majority of women they rather go to fucking all these caring jobs instead of fucking like for an example, me, I'm in the infantry. Yeah, there's some women that want to go join the infantry, and that's fine. But like I said, most of these women they get at like 1 year or 2 years later, they get med boarded. They get fucking kicked out of the army because they can't or they get reclassed to a different job that's not the infantry because they can't do that fucking job. Like it's like you guys make it seem like it's so wrong to like it's okay like my wife I love her because she's so caring. She wants to stay at home. She wants to take care of my children. Like it's okay to be that. Like you guys make it seem like it's so wrong
Sure,
to.
it's fine to be that way. We're not saying it's bad, but for you have to have your expectations of your wife to be at home in a subservient way, it's
I've
pretty
never, I've never,
gross.
I've never done that though. I've always tell her like you could go to college, you could go to work, but she'd rather do that.
Okay. All right.
And you see, like, oh, okay, like you make it seem like,
Dude,
oh, like,
I know, but you're dancing around it in a way that you're like you don't really have any real position. Like you're just
what do
saying,
you
okay, it's
mean?
not bad. Of course, it's not bad for people to like they have the freedom to do that. That's fine. But for you to be like they should stay at home and stay out of the infantry, it's
I'm not
pretty fucking
saying that.
stupid.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that's what naturally happens. Naturally, that's what happens. Like I said, I've been in the army for 6 years. They fucking usually they get medically discharged or medically reclassed to a different fucking job. Like I've seen it so many
There's
times.
also people who don't even make it through boot camp. A lot of men don't make it through boot camp, right?
And that's fine, but a
Yeah.
lot of men do make it through boot camp.
Well, you're just kind of chewing on this. I don't hear any real statistics.
Well, yeah, I'm not a fucking debater or whatever you want to call it. Like I'm not over here fucking. I just wanted to tell you why I like Trump, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I guess we'll see what he does with the economy. We'll see what if all of this culture war shit is going to be worth it, man. He might be the end of the United States as we know it, dude. We are
Really,
really not looking good right now.
I think he's the best thing that's ever happened to this country in the last 4 years.
I think it's delusional to say that because you can't substantiate that. I don't think you know enough to even say that.
Like we got like the military just got the biggest pay raise in the longest time.
Joe Biden gave y'all the biggest pay raise since the early 2000s.
No, no, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
And then he also fucking told us to leave fucking Afghanistan, right? And leave all our fucking equipment there.
We leave
Fucking leave.
equipment. That was also
We left.
propaganda. I'm sorry if you guys don't really keep up with the
We
times,
we
but every time we
we
leave a
left.
war zone, we leave things behind and decommission them. And also, what Trump was crying about was watching us leave 17 million or billion dollars worth of equipment that we gifted to the ANA,
No, dude, we left a shitload of fucking Black Hogs, a shitload of fucking tanks and
The
strikers
only
and
thing that was left behind that is to note is fucking night vision goggles, and they found their way to another army. That's about it.
dude,
The
you
rest
could
of it was
literally
propaganda.
you could literally look up on Twitter
I've looked it
since
up all over the place.
that's the only fucking app that you could actually look up shit, not like Instagram or Facebook. You could actually look up
I
shit
don't
on
look
Twitter.
things up on social media, bro. That's fucking
You
dumb.
could actually see a fucking Black Hawk being flown by fucking Taliban over there or ISIS, whatever the fuck.
Is he holding a Taliban flag while flying it?
Yes, they're wearing their whole fucking Taliban outfit. What are you talking about? They're they're them. You can't fucking just because they're not fucking holding a flag doesn't mean you can't fucking distinguish who they are. I've been to fucking Iraq. Like
So, do you know that the whole withdrawal from Afghanistan was negotiated by Trump and his team, right? You know what the Doha Accords are?
yes, yes, Trump fucking yes, Trump wanted
And
to
it was
fucking
his big fuck up.
yes, Trump wanted to leave Afghanistan. But as
It
soon
was
as
his
fucking
fuck up.
as soon as Biden joined, he fucking did it so fucking quick that everybody fucking left
You're
and just
wrong.
left everything.
Trump went from, I believe it was 9,000 soldiers to 2,500 soldiers. He said he'd have everyone home by Christmas, and that was the Christmas before he left presidency in January 2020 or 2021. And he just left it alone because he was too busy being a baby back bitch about losing the election. He didn't seal the deal. And his deal with the Taliban was that we would be out of there by May 1st. That was Trump's target leave date, and he negotiated that with the Taliban without including the Afghan government at the negotiation table. It was absolutely disgusting and weird. And then he invited him to Camp David on the anniversary of 9/11, which was even more fucking weird. And then when Biden came into the office, he had to send all sorts of requests out to all our different federal departments and Department of Defense and the FBI to see what the fuck is going on in Afghanistan. And what Biden did was push back the date for us to move. So it's not that he pulled them out so quickly, it's that he delayed it. And he pulled them out. He said, we're going to have them home by the 20th anniversary of 9/11. And that's what he did. They came back in August.
As soon as they pulled out, all those Marine dies.
Yeah, well, so when Trump negotiated, he said that Afghan government has to release 5,000 Taliban prisoners from prison against their own will. Trump put his foot in their neck, and he made them do it. And those 5,000 Taliban prisoners went and broke out more people from ISIS-K from another prison, and that ISIS-K person went and suicide bombed people on their way out. The only actions we can criticize that led to the death of people dying were Trump's actions, not Biden's.
I don't know, man. Like, all I know is that it happened during Biden's fucking service. That's
Okay,
all.
how many people do you think died under Trump's administration? How many soldiers died during Trump?
A lot of soldiers died during every fucking service.
Okay, how many versus Biden and Trump?
A lot of, like I said, regardless, by a fucking
Nobody,
Obama.
nobody fucking knows anything besides the 13 people who died during Biden because Trump politicized their deaths like a fucking prick. He politicized those 13 soldiers' deaths that he caused,
Okay.
in my opinion, and he had 65 people die under his administration. Nobody knows
Like I
about
said,
them. Nobody cares about them.
Like I said, well, we care as a service members.
He doesn't meet any of them to receive them
Like,
when they're dead. He doesn't receive
we-
any fucking fallen soldiers when they come back.
Like I said, every fucking service, whether it's fucking Trump, Biden, Obama, fucking whoever the fuck, like a lot of soldiers die in service. It happens. But the fact that the way the fucking those Marines died was like unacceptable. Like
Dude, no, Trump politicized it just to get points on his campaign. That's it. And you should feel fucking disgusting about it. And you should feel gross that he went and did a fucking like advertising campaign in the Arlington cemetery too. Politicizing the troops and also using y'all like pawns in his campaign. It's fucking gross. I can't believe you went along with it and you're for it. And you're also sworn an oath to the Constitution. And you also you're for a president that has no plans to follow the Constitution. He has no
But
plans to do it.
bro. Look at you, like just fucking, like basically like saying stupid, like you're over here saying like, oh, you don't know shit, like you're serving your country for no fucking reason, like da, 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 da. Like you're saying all this crazy shit, like that's how all you liberals are. Like you guys don't care about our service members. You guys don't care about anything.
We're the
besides-
only side that passed laws to help our veterans. The right doesn't do anything for y'all. He's gutting the VA. Like what else do you want us to do, bro?
What do you mean? He has the biggest. He helped the VA the most when it comes to all the presidents.
He
Like,
fired 80,000 people from the VA, bro.
yeah, because the VA besides that was piece of shit. The VA before that was like
What?
dog shit basically. The VA before Trump was dog shit. He fucking now it's like better with Trump.
I don't even know what that means. Less people are going to get their benefits because there are less people and administrators dealing them out.
But the benefits are the benefits. Like at the end of the day, like we're getting our benefits. Like
It
at the end
takes
of the
a
day, I'm
while,
getting
doesn't
my.
it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
It really
my God.
doesn't. I just bought a home.
You're coping.
I just
so
bought
hard.
I just bought my fucking home with my VA loan. Like the benefits are great. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like
That's not the same thing.
it is the same thing.
The VA
my fucking
loan is not the same thing as getting VA benefits, like your health benefits.
like. What do you mean? I have like when I get out, like I'm pretty sure like I'll get my percentage. I fucking transferred my college benefits to my wife. Like, what do you mean? Like my benefits are great.
Okay,
Like
you can thank Democrats for most of those things, right? Like, remember the PACT Act that Biden passed, the biggest veteran health care bills in like decades? That was Biden. Republicans voted against it. There were 3 bills that passed during Trump's era. Only Republicans voted against them. They were all things for veterans. It's so sad that you guys don't see it, dude.
I guess, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I just got knee surgery. Like, everything went great. Like, my benefits are good. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, thank Democrats. Thank you, Democrat.
For what? For my knee surgery?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know about that, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can't deny that the left has been going fucking crazy with all this fucking LGBT, BLM, all this crazy shit. Like,
We haven't passed any laws doing anything like that. You guys are just gaslighting us. We haven't done anything like that.
the fucking fuck, I can't think. But
You
like,
guys
what's
wrote
that?
500 bills last year targeting people's rights in that community, like to
Fucking
take them
ended
away.
DA, like DA is fucking bullshit. Like ended all that shit. Like
I don't know what that means.
everything. DEA.
BA?
What do you mean? DEA.
DEA?
Yeah.
Our DEA was bullshit? DEI, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, DEI is another boogeyman. It's pretty much just like, saying that you hate black people or something without saying it. I don't know. Can you tell me one thing that the DEI programs have done that hurt you? To hurt anybody? Can you tell me?
What do you mean, bro? Like, for an example, the California fire, right? That happened in Malibu, Thousand Oaks, all that shit in LA.
And what about
Like,
it?
like the fucking LA County fucking fire department was a transgender fucking.
That's not true. You're talking about somebody who was a lesbian and who has been in the who's been a fire chief for 17 years and
Okay.
also had a degree in logistics and conflict management.
Okay, then tell me why that year was the worst fire that we ever had it forever in Los
I
Angeles
don't
County?
know. I don't know. What
Because
does
it
that have to do
fucking
with them?
it does though. It has to do with the leadership in the fire department in Los
Just because she's
Angeles.
a lesbian, you hate her? She was the most qualified person
I'm not
as a
hating
police
anybody.
as a fire chief,
She
dude.
wasn't though. She wasn't.
You don't know her qualifications, and I already do.
There's literally a video of her saying like, "Oh, if I have to carry your fucking husband off of a house that's on fire, that was his fucking problem." Like, there's literally a video of her saying
Man,
that
I have a
shit.
video of Trump saying the absolute dumbest shit like 3 days ago. Like literally worse than a fourth grader coming home from the dentist. It's literally incoherent.
Like what?
All right, somebody already got paid to kick you. You have a good day. Thanks for your service, man.
All right.
I've already looked at it. I've already looked at the person he's talking about that was the DEI hire. For you to be like it was such a bad fire because this person was lesbian is fucking, it's so bigoted. It's so dumb. They're like so like they're I looked at their credentials the other day. It was insane. 17 years of experience, and they went to college for the exact things that a fire chief would need to. All right. Big shout out to Brandon. Thank you for the $40 for the kick. W Brandon's in the chat all day long. Maybe a wind spread the fire. Yes. Am I single? No, I'm taken. I'm sorry, guys. Sharks and batteries. Yeah, right. Yeah. Sharks and batteries. Checkmate. I'm very happily taken. I'm not sorry. Fire's being blamed on women. Love it. Someone was gay in this firefighting squad. That's what's going on. So fucking horrible. There's plenty of people in the queue. I'm trying to get someone to connect. I'm giving them ample time to connect. If they don't connect, I'm going to the next one. Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to 150K. If you enjoy these debates, give me a follow. Don't be a wiener. Follow. Follow the stream. If you are a friendly, please do not get in my box. If I get a friendly up here and they try to wiggle their way onto my stream, we immediately lose views. Please don't do it. How do you know gay fires are worse than straight fires? It's very true. Guys, also spam the share link. That always helps. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're getting in there. We're getting in there. What's the backstory on the hat? I thought it looked cool and I bought it on Amazon for $13. The rest is history. Yeah, no one's loading, guys. I'm sorry. Yellow?
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Okay. Yellow?
Hello. Hello. Good day.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
All right, what do you like about Trump?
I wanted to go back to the topic. I like the fact that he's protecting women under the act that he passed. I believe on the day that he was inaugurated, or the day that he came into office. For women's sex-based rights in law. So I agree with the guests that you had up maybe about 4 guests ago. For that. And just to clarify for anybody asking, I have dual citizenships. I live both in the Caribbean and in the United States. So I have dual
Okay.
citizenship.
Did you know that
Right.
Trump alone has more sexual assault allegations and is a sexual adjudicated sexual abuser and has more allegations than all trans people in sports combined in the NCAA?
What? Sure, but that and my claims about trans people's presence in sports and women's spaces has nothing to do with SA. So you wouldn't really be addressing my point by stating that. I can state
Yeah,
that, and
I think
you can
Trump's presence
acknowledge.
alone in creating people who are grape apologists is more harmful than 10 trans people in the NCAA.
Well, you can point out 2 harms at once. Both things can be true. So if you think that Trump is harmful in that regard, I can grant you that. But I think that the act I'm speaking to, the particular the bill that was passed, or the what was passed in order to protect women. So it allows for women's sex-based protections. It doesn't allow persons to change sex on legal documentation, because changing sex on legal documentation is harmful for persons in society. I think that we should stop. We should have stopped doing that a very long time ago. And it actually acknowledges what women are and doesn't reduce them to
I would contend the opposite.
stereotypes.
I don't think you or any one person can be the authority on like what women are, especially if someone's like religious. But I think that what
I'm
you're
not
also
religious.
doing is causing harm. So like if somebody doesn't want to be outed, say on their legal documents, say you're going to go visit a country where it's literally illegal to be transgender, and you have to have an M on your passport rather than an F, and you present female or you present as a woman, and it says in your passport that you're a male, would you be in more or less harm?
The person would be in more harm in that country. So what I would recommend is that the person don't visit that country until that is
So
sorted. But
you want people
the
to have less
excuse is
rights.
no. What you're supporting is legal fraud. It's fraudulent to place a sex marker of a sex that you're not on your legal documentation. So it's fraud. Are you for fraud?
It's not fraud if that's how you present, and
Well,
especially
sex
if you
is
don't have an
sex is
actual standard for what
sex
that
is
means.
well. I do have a standard for what it means, and
What's
sex
your
is
standard?
immutable. Well, to be male, you need to be over primarily denoting the sex that produces small gametes, and to be female, you need to be over primarily denoting the sex that produces large gametes.
Okay, and how often do we check people's gametes, friend?
We don't need to check gametes for them to be present.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Sex
Nobody's
is no.
worried about people's gametes. Do you worried about
Well,
other
no,
people's
no,
gametes?
that wasn't. You shifted the goalpost. You said I didn't have a standard. I just
I
gave
know,
you
but
the standard.
that is a completely mutable trait.
No, it is immutable.
No, that is mutable as hell.
No, sex is immutable in
Okay.
humans. Humans are gonna
That is not a
you know what
presenting trait.
wait, hold on. Presentable and immutable are not the same thing. So let's address the first word you used. You said it was mutable. Sex in humans is immutable because humans are classified as gonochoric. Do you know what gonochorism is, Pickles?
No.
Okay. So gonochorism means that over the course of an organism's lifetime, they do not change their sex, and they are born one sex or the other. So
Okay.
humans as mammals taxonomically are classified as gonochoric. We're also anasogamous. Do you know what anasogamy is?
What about people who are intersex?
Intersex individuals are either male or female, right? So the term currently used in modern
That's-
medical literature. No, hold on a second, please.
That's-
You asked a question. I can explain. The term currently used in modern medical literature is disorder or difference of sexual development. That's what is used to describe intersex conditions. Now, could you name an intersex condition, Pickles?
Yeah, Swiler syndrome.
Swire syndrome? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's 46XY pure gonadal dysgenesis. It only affects the female sex. Males do not have Swire syndrome. So you
Okay.
proved my point.
Okay.
Right, so it only affects, so it is not a third sex category. There are only two sexes in humans because there are only two reproductive strategies. Do you know the names of those reproductive strategies?
No.
Okay, they're known respectively as the Wolffian strategy and the Müllerian strategy. There are
Mhm.
only two, and the end goal of those reproductive strategies is to produce two types of gametic haploid cells, known as egg, ovum, and sperm. If a person is of or primarily denoting that particular capacity, they are male or female. So Swire syndrome only affects females. Next.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there are a multitude of different intersex things, and what I would argue
All
is
of
that
which make
that
persons male or
sex
female.
is bimodal, right? So you can fall somewhere in between. You can have someone fall directly in the middle, can't you?
Okay, what? No, you don't. The persons don't fall within the middle. So persons, yet again, because we're gonochoric species do not fall in between the sexes. There are only two of them, and gonochoric species are either of the two. Now, if you want to have a bimodal representation of sex, can you tell me what's on the x-axis of your bimodal distribution? Do you know what an x-axis is?
Yes, the x-axis. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's an
there's two
x-axis?
extremes. I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm not talking about the extremes. The extremes would be the two poles on either side. I'm talking about the
Okay.
x-axis. Do you know what the x-axis is?
Tell me what the x-axis is.
Okay, so you don't know. Okay, so the x-axis refers to it's the quantifiable characteristic that you're using to measure the data on your graph. So, for example, you can have a bimodal distribution for height between men and women. Height would be on your x-axis because height is quantifiable. So that's what you would put on your x-axis, and on either of the two extremes, you would have men and women. Another example is intelligence quotient. You can have intelligence quotient on a bimodal distribution
What about
as the
ovotestes?
x-axis. Okay, so we're moving away from the bimodal distribution?
Yes,
Or
let's talk about ovotestes. This is
Okay,
the
so you just- so you- so you-
intersex
so you just
condition
pivot-
that falls in the middle in terms
Wait,
of how it deviates from typical male or female.
you're
Are you-
pivoting away from the
Yeah, I
original
know.
point. Can
You're
we
talking
address?
about X and Y axes of bimodal in my claim that the
I never
sex is
referenced the
bimodal.
y-axis.
I'm claiming that sex is bimodal, and you're just rambling on about what that means.
I never rambled. If you don't have an x-axis on your bimodal distribution, you don't have an x-axis. I'm showing to you
Are
that
you
you
saying?
actually don't.
Do you
you don't.
agree?
You actually.
Do you agree or dis? All right, one of my trans mods removed them from my stream. There obviously is. This is what they didn't want to talk about. Thank you, Brandon, for the $40 for the kick. Intersex condition that often falls in the middle, terms how it deviates from typical male or female characteristics. It's called ovotestes. It's true hermaphroditism. The condition involves having both ovarian and testicular tissue gonads, sex glands, and the external genitalia may appear typically female, typically male, or somewhere in between. There is a condition that's like that, and for him to drill me on it because it's his or her area of expertise, then sure. But this is a thing that they did not want to talk about, you can tell. I also have a doctor that, if they're available, can come up and talk. They're dangerous to report to live. They say misinformation. They get me banned last time. Do not let them stay up. That is from Lakin. That is from one of my people in the trans community. Yellow.
Yeah, I'm 20. The thing you just pull up, over testicular disorder, which is formerly called true hermaphroditism, only affects males. Can you hear me?
It only affects males?
No, it only affects males and females. So you can have a person who's a female with over testicular disorder, or you can have a male with over testicular
Are
disorder.
you saying that intersex conditions don't
so
exist?
That's not what I said. I don't know how you gathered that from what I said, but I'm gonna say it again. You can have a male with over testicular disorder, or you can have a female with over testicular disorder. Hermaphrodite, the term hermaphrodite, formerly used, is a misnomer. Okay, humans are not capable of producing both small and large gametes, so that's a misnomer, and I don't think you should say that.
Okay, are you saying
So again,
are you
no
again
intersex condition falls in the
again
middle.
again I'm saying that the existence of intersex completely disproves people's position on whether you can only be male or female, right?
There's only two sexes in as she explained to you. So
Are you the same
again,
as
you
the
don't
last
have a
guest?
S-axis on your bimodal distribution. So I'm gonna ask you what.
Are you the same as the last guest?
No, no, I am not the same as the last guest.
He follows the last guest. He just got yelled at by his mom. Yellow. He left on his own. I will admit that I need to brush up on this, but for people to come in here and try to talk as extensively as possible to try to discredit the fact that gender is a social ideology and to justify maybe their hatred towards that community, I don't think is it. It's not the move. Let Edna up. I'll let Edna up if I could get somebody from that community who wants to talk to Edna. I have a trans doctor in my community that is probably more than willing to talk to them. I did pay to kick them. Yeah, someone paid to kick them. So that, Edna, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow if you want to chat. Edna used to be Edith. Pay to kick is so dishonest. Coparter. How did Edna have 35K followers, no post though? I don't know. I bet they're a private post or something. King Diego is doing the same thing on Parker's Live. Gross, dude. Edna is Nate. That's who it is. Edna's a lawyer. Yellow.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
You are.
I am.
What do you like about Trump?
I not that as much as I like Trump, it's just the fact that he was the better option.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Can you vote in America?
No, I'm not American. Just my beliefs. Irish.
Hmm.
No, I want to have a conversation about it, if you will.
It's kind of weird. Sure. Why do you like Trump? Why do you think he was a better option than somebody who was the most qualified person to ever run?
Do you believe that China, Russia, Saudi Arabia would respect Kamala?
Yes,
Why?
because she is an adult who doesn't lose her cool, who has a steady hand, who is highly qualified, who's been in government for 27 years, who doesn't tweet 40 times in one night when you make fun of them. I think they would far more respect her than Trump, who paints his face orange.
You don't actually believe that.
I do actually believe that.
So the countries that don't respect women at all would respect an American woman.
They will learn to. Yes, she stands behind the biggest military on earth. They would respect her.
So when China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Iran make a military move against her, what would happen?
It seems like if they would underestimate her, that would be an advantage for us, right? Because she would make like probably more sound moves than somebody who's very easily influenced by maybe like his ego being crushed or something like that. If you call him a mean name, he gets really upset and goes to social media about it. I feel like she would probably have a more stable, more calculated response than Trump would, and probably outthink them. If they were to underestimate her just for being a woman, it would be an advantage, wouldn't it?
No, she'd have to make a power move back, would she not?
Of course, and she would, right?
And what would that end up in?
So all she would have to do is not hire a Fox News host who has a drinking problem, and we would immediately be in a better position than Trump
You keep
right
changing
now.
the subject. I answer the questions I'm asking you, please, if you don't mind.
That's what I'm answering. So Trump's Department of Defense
No,
is a Fox
when
News
they
host
make a
guy.
power move, when they
Uh-huh.
make a power move, and she has to respond with strength, what would happen?
Yeah, she would use the person she hired for Department of Defense and take advice from them, who would
And
likely
what would
not
happen?
be a drunk person who rapes women from Fox News.
No, look, that's your change. Look,
That's on topic.
I'm asking you questions like you're changing the subject. What would happen? Admit it, World War.
She would use the military to strike back. What do you mean?
So a World War, yeah.
Okay, or she would tactfully do what the rights, the right amount of whatever military or non-military strike back. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that they would not respect a woman president.
Okay, and they would find out real fast that that sucks. That's a bad position to have.
How would they find out?
I'm s-
Bombs, missiles, what? Is that what you claim?
Sure. I mean, we do that. Trump's already been striking people with missiles right now, right?
Yeah, but every American president ever has done that.
Okay, so why would you condemn it when she does it and not when Trump does it?
Because there's no World War right now.
Okay, so if she responds back in a way that's appropriate, then that's bad
There would be a World War. Is that not bad?
immediately.
Eventually, there would.
So women president equal world war. That's your line of logic.
No, the biggest opponents to America would not respect a woman. Therefore, they'd make a power move. She'd have to show
we
power
still
back.
have the largest military on earth, whether she's a woman or not, right? So they obviously wouldn't just strike us for no reason because she's a woman, right?
Yes, but they would do something to make her think, and she'd have to come back with power.
And I would say she would immediately have more competent cabinet than Trump, and she would do it well, better.
Biden proved that, did he?
He did.
With all the wars he funded.
So when Russia invaded Ukraine, he rallied 50 countries together and got them to defend Ukraine. And when Trump came into office, we lost allyship with almost all of those countries.
What do you think about Biden's connection to Ukraine? If you don't mind me asking. Sorry for changing the subject, but
I think it was a big nothing burger that Rudy Giuliani went
did
over
his
there.
son not work for an oil company?
Yeah, you're talking about Burisma.
Burisma, yeah.
Hmm?
Is that not while he was vice president? His son was making millions of dollars in Ukraine. Is that not conflict of interest? No.
Yeah, you should see what Trump did. He hired his children to office
No,
to make
no, no. Hey,
billions.
try defend Biden without mentioning Trump. Starting now.
Yeah, if you condemn these people having their children do nepotism and make money, I've got news for you. Trump's already done it like 7 times worse.
Try
But-
defend Biden
But
without mentioning
Biden,
Trump.
okay,
Starting now.
Hunter
Go on.
Biden used to work for a company called Amtrak, and that company did logistics for rail, right? That's what he was doing in Burisma. He earned every penny of that money. I'm sorry.
He earned it.
Yes,
Smoking crack and with prostitutes.
he's reformed now. He's not doing that anymore, right?
Aren't we all? We're all different men than we used to be.
I
Yeah.
I think that if you have double standards, right? So
No
Trump's
double standards.
Trump's children do
double
the same. Trump's do like are currently, in my opinion,
Can you show me
practicing
videos
addiction.
of Trump children smoking crack? Yes or no?
I can show you videos of him taking a gummy, which is basically.
Can you prove that he was doing drugs? Yes or no?
Can you? No, I can't prove. I don't have proof,
I
but
can
I
prove.
I know what it looks
I
like.
have videos of Hunter Biden smoking crack.
And what does that have to do with what does that have to do with Biden?
His son, he sent money for him. Hunter Biden trafficked women across state lines after Biden sent him a money transfer.
It's not true. That's not proven.
It's 100% true.
It's not proven.
100% true.
You're just gonna have to show me a source on that.
It's 100% true. Look it up yourself. It's the first thing to come up.
It's the first time I've ever heard it. You're making this up.
So what you say?
Wasn't
Look
that
it
Matt Gates? That's right. That was Matt Gates.
My case is 100% wrong. A dangerous individual, but doesn't take away from what Hunter Biden done. And you supported him.
I didn't vote for Hunter Biden.
Yeah, but was he not in the White House in meetings?
No, he wasn't doing anything for our government.
Was he never in the White House during meetings?
He was
Well,
not
Joe
doing
Biden
anything
was
for our government. He's not an official.
Did he never sit in on meetings in the White House?
I don't think so.
Never
No.
happened.
What?
Well, he did. Look it up. Educate yourself.
Educate myself. What meetings was he a part of that affected our politics?
Did he sit in on meetings
No.
in the White House
What?
with
No.
his father? Yes, he did.
What are you talking about?
Can you
Isn't
hear me,
Trump
yeah?
an actual felon? He's like running the White House right now.
Can you name one person that was charged with the same felony he was? One person.
Are you talking about election fraud?
No, election fraud. What? Talking about the felonies he was charged with. Can you name one person that
Yeah,
was charged with the same felonies
yeah.
in the history of New York ever?
Yeah, sure.
Name one. Still waiting.
Charles Kushner. Oh shit. Okay. Akil Abdul Jamil. That was in 2020. Christopher Lindenberg. Lena Marie
Same charge Trump had.
Orovio.
The exact same Trump.
Yeah.
Same charge as Trump.
It's pretty much just like fraudulent. What is it called?
You have the Biden stutter now.
I'm sorry.
You caught the Biden stutter.
You got me.
Yeah. It was trumped up charges. Pardon the pun.
So you're just saying they're trumped up because you've never heard of them?
No, because nobody else was ever charged with the same felony as Trump had.
It's not
Nobody
true.
ever. It's true.
Falsifying business records. How you don't think that's very common?
Did the bank get paid?
I'm sorry.
Was the bank paid back in full?
Oh my God, you're mixing up his you're mixing up his charges. That's not the felony charges, dude.
There is a felony
No,
charges.
it's not. The banks were not part of the felony charges, dude.
They said that he lied about to get
That,
loans.
that was a
yes or
civil
no?
case, my friends. That's not his
No, that's not one of his
felonies.
felonies.
No, it's not, dude.
It is.
Oh no, dude, you're mixing them up.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Look it up, buddy. Look it up.
I don't need to. I know this very intimately. He got 34 felonies for falsifying business documents. That is not the same
Yes.
as Trump
What
lying about
loans?
his. No, it's not. You're talking about the
What
charges.
Mar-a-Lago?
You're talking about the civil charges that Trump had for falsifying his statements of finance to banks to get favorable bank conditions, bank loans. That's what you're talking
Yes.
about. Those were not
Yep.
felonies, my friend. You're mixing all of his shit up.
So the felonies are arresting that.
His felonies were for falsifying business records for paying a adult film star to be
All 34.
quiet.
All 34.
Yes,
He had 34 charges about whore. Yeah.
34. Yes.
I thought Democrats liked paying off women.
I don't know what that has to do with this. You're just memeing now.
I know, I'm joking. What else can we talk about? Why did the Democrats not think Kamala was good enough?
Why did the Democrats not think what?
Kamala was good enough.
We lost by 1.7%.
Yeah, but why did the Democrats decide that she was not good enough?
I don't know what you're talking about. She did very well for the I think she ran a campaign in 100 days. Trump was running for 4 years.
Joe Biden was the most voted for president in history. Is that
Yeah,
right?
because Trump's actions were fresh on the public's mind.
So why did them voters decide she was not good enough?
I don't know. Maybe they're racist and misogynists.
So Democrats are racist and misogynists. That's what you believe.
Well, if you're going to say they all went to your side to vote, to the right to vote, then I guess sure.
No, but you said that the people thought Trump was such a bad choice to vote for Biden in record numbers.
People thought that a certain type of migrant was eating cats and dogs. People thought that Kamala wasn't black because Trump said it. People thought she was code switching. People were not thinking objectively about
which Kamala voice is
policies.
your
They were not
favorite?
thinking objectively
Which
about
Kamala voice is your
qualifications.
favorite?
They were talking. They were talking about bull stuff. They were talking about BS.
Which voice is your favorite? The Indian, the black, or the white? Which voice is your favorite?
I don't have a favorite race.
No, Kamala, when she's doing her voices, which one's your favorite?
Her voice,
When she does her voices, her accents.
her code switching.
Yeah.
When I talk to my dad, I sound very country, and when I talk to my chat, I'm completely different. It's a normal thing.
So it's not a normal thing. So
It's a very normal
you're
thing.
lying. You're fake. Is that what you're saying?
We're all role playing. We're all fake, bro. Got news for you.
I don't. I'm the same person all the time.
Somewhat, but no. Objectively, no.
I don't change my voices when I'm with different races. I think that's racist.
Sure. Do you ever listen to like drill like what is it, like drill rap?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
shit,
think those
but
people
listen,
talk like that all day?
the English do talk like that.
Yeah.
In
They talk
London
like
and
that.
Birmingham.
They talk all fucking weird.
Yes, they do.
Got it.
Have you ever
I've
been to
never in
England?
my life have heard somebody talk outside of that music like that.
You've never been to England, to Liverpool, to Birmingham, to London.
No, but I've watched plenty
Yes,
of
that's
people
the way
on
people
social
talk.
media talk.
Oh, so social media. That's the way. No, that's the way people talk. I'm telling you now. In my country, there's 100 different accents depending on the county.
Yeah. And people can choose to lean into those accents and not, right?
Do you believe Kamala believes anything? Do you
Yes.
believe she has beliefs?
Yes.
What are they?
Far more than Trump. Yes.
Has Trump changed his beliefs in the last 8 years?
Yes.
What?
H-1B1 visas.
What did he change about that?
He said he was against them. Now he's for them. He also said that trans people are not an issue in other people's bathrooms. And then he's changed his position on that.
The trans ideology is homophobic.
Okay.
No?
I don't know. I don't know what that has to do with this.
Do you believe gender is an ideology?
Gender is a social construct.
Yeah, so gay people are lying.
What does that have to do with trans people?
Because gender is a social construct. So how could you be attracted to one gender if it's not real?
Because it's something that we shape and mold in society. It's not a thing you can measure with science. So, like, for instance, back in the day, it used to be really manly to wear lifts and wear wigs and white powdered makeup, and now it's not, right?
That's nothing to do with what I just said.
Yes, it does.
Gender is a social construct, yes.
Yes.
So how could you be attracted to one gender when gender is just a social construct?
I don't know. You can be a masculine female, right?
Yes, and then gay people
And then you
should
can be attracted
to them, right?
you can be attracted to exclusively masculine females and not feminine females, right?
Then you're not gay. If you're attracted to women, you're not
What?
gay. If you're attracted to a woman, you're not gay.
Okay, but as a woman attracted to masculine females and not
No, I'm
attracted
saying
to feminine females, that's a thing, right?
no. We're talking about gays say they're only attracted to men, but if gender is a social construct, how can you only be attracted to men?
I don't know. I don't know. If I were to if I were to be attracted to a trans woman, would I be gay or straight?
Well, you're attracted to a man, so you're gay, but gay
No,
is
but
not
it's a
real.
woman
How is it a woman?
because they identify as a woman.
Yeah, but that like depends if you believe in that. Like,
All right, Brandon's in the chat for another kick. I don't think he was going anywhere with that. Jeez Louise. Someone in my YouTube chat said Manchester United are shit. That guy sucked. Jesus Louises, dude. Trying to get to the next guest chat. If you enjoy these debates, give me a follow. What up, Breezy? Much love. Painting my daughter's room while listening to politics. Love to hear it. God, it's been a rough day today.
It's her tampet. See, this is how you hold it.
Hello?
That is yours, I think.
MM?
Oh, maybe where'd I put the other one? I put another one somewhere.
Oh, maybe that person's here. Yellow.
Hey, Pickles, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Not much. I was just going to see if you could tell me who the last person was that was from your, I think you said your trans community that dropped somebody. I'd love to give them their money back because I'm sure we all agree, at least all of us that have the same point of view, but it's gotten to a point to where if we don't start, at least once a month each trying to support people that are just trying to exist, then I mean they already are just trying to exist, and I'm sure they would love to take their friends out to lunch once a week or whatever, but a lot of them probably can't afford to because they have to spend all their money trying to just defend each other's right to live. So if you could DM me, I think it was Lakin, you said, or whoever it was.
I'm not sure if it was Lakin who paid, but they did give us a heads up to
Well,
remove
whoever
that
it
person.
was, I'd love, if you do have that info, I'd love to get in touch with them and give them their money back. Because I mean, that's just kind of sick in my mind that these people have to go through all this to just defend their right to exist. I'm sure you get where I'm coming from.
It could have been Brandon. Could have been Brandon. If you're in the chat, Brandon's paid for the last 3 kicks. So big shout out to Brandon.
There you go. You know, I'd love to contribute. So have them or whoever it was get a hold of me, and I'll send it right over.
Okay, much love. EMT Dad says
Thanks,
I don't
have
want
a
the
good
money
one, man.
back. Okay, hey, appreciate you, Leaf.
Later.
EMT Dad, is that you? He says I don't want the money back. Dude, huge. I'm gonna give you a follow, bro. If that was you, thank you. Phobia should be kicked automatically. Listen, I would have no one to talk to if that were a rule. I would at least like to be able to talk to these people and dissect some of their beliefs and stop them from at least having hatred, or at least somebody listening to feel less hatred every day for no fucking reason. If I could do that, I feel like that's worth it. And for people to gaslight us and be like, "Oh, this is about women's rights." You guys are the same party that took away women's rights to healthcare. You guys are the same ones who think they should stay in the kitchen. You guys are the same ones who, if you're a Christian, don't think that they should be heard in church. You're the same ones that if you don't want to be a hypocrite, you're the same ones who don't want them to be president. I hear all the time from your side, no way a woman should be president. You just heard from that last guest. What if a woman was president and the leader of Saudi Arabia didn't respect them? So give me a fucking break. What if it's not about protecting women, it's about being transphobic? Ireland has had 2 female presidents. Yeah, it seems that this is an actual thing. Like, we have studies that show women are more effective leaders, and that CEOs of corporations tend to be more productive. Corporations tend to be more profitable and productive when they're led by women. We have plenty of studies on this. They are more effective leaders. And for you to just be like, oh, well, what if other people are misogynist? What if that? Well, there's only one way to combat that. If we have a female leader in the United States, that's one step towards them learning, fucking around, and find out, like, you're gonna have to respect her. They respect Claudia Scheinbaum. She's not being fucking bombed right now. Men start wars. Men have started every war. And you put a guy that has extreme disrespect for women in office, that if at all perpetuates misogyny in our country and worldwide. The man who's cheated on all of his wives. The man that says you can just grab him by the pussy. When you're this rich, you don't have to ask. You just go up to him and you just grab them by the fucking pussy. That's what Trump says. You don't care about children if you kick their parents off food assistance and healthcare. Exactly. That too. Chat, I am so desperately waiting for more Trump supporters come up and debate. If you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. But B, I am waiting for I bought a projector and a projector screen for my bedroom. I have a good old fashioned projector in my room. What up, Shiggy? I did open the bank account. I did. I gotta try Pathfixal too. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I have a full movie room in my basement. Damn, Dolphin, that sounds dope. I'm so. I don't know if I can like show you guys, but let me see. Right there at the foot of my bed, right here, I'm gonna have a screen, so it's gonna be like facing my bed, and I'm gonna have the projector on a stand-up like little tripod, and it's gonna be hitting the screen. Do I listen to any kind of EDM? I don't. I don't, bro. I don't. Do you guys want to see the newest upgrade in the Pickles manner though? Hey Alexa, turn the lights off. Yes.
Okay.
Hey Alexa, turn off the lights.
Okay.
Hey Alexa, let's stream.
Okay.
Hey, let's go. Sorry for everybody with an Alexa. What's my favorite band? That's hard. I'm gonna say Emarosa is like way up there for me. Every time I die, between the buried and me, the Mars Volta is high up there. Incubus was like one of my favorites growing up. I really suck at finding new music right now. Taking Back Sunday was so great. I love Every Time I Die in Mars Volta. Fuck yeah, Jello. Mars Volta is one of the greatest bands to ever exist. Emarosa doesn't get enough love. I fucking agree, dude. Have I ever been a fan of Green Day? I haven't, though. Incubus Science album is one of the best albums ever. I agree. Love Science. I'm Austin Shades Every Time I Die show in 09. Was that when they released the fucking Big Dirty? Or Hot? That was way after Hot Damn. Hot Damn was like 07. Minus the Bear is great. Love Minus the Bear.
Buddy, my friend,
What's up, bro?
listening to you list off the band you like, may I recommend checking out a band named Life's Only Lesson.
Okay.
I think their singer and songwriter and rhythm guitarist is really handsome. If you like husky bald men with beards, okay? It's me. I'm the lead singer.
Oh, nice. Love that.
No, but really, like if you're on the Taking Back Sunday and stuff, that's kind of people have described us that way. But
Oh, yeah.
we're working on a new album, and we've released like 5 singles from that new album already. So it's worth checking out. Especially Madness has a very what's that Taking Back Sunday album that came like they got back together. Like when we were in high school, we were listening to what is it? Cute is what we aim for and stuff like that. But then they got
Yeah.
back together, and there was like an album cover of a guy in a theater kiosk. You know what I'm talking about?
Um, Oh my god.
It had like liar,
Oh,
liar.
liar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that album, like, we have a song called Madness by Left Something Lesson. It is very much like that whole album, you know. Sick Transit Gloria from Taking Back Sunday, stuff like that.
It was just called Taking Back Sunday, 2011, self-titled.
Oh, it was self-titled.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a great album. And then if
Yeah.
you really want to deep dive, I think you would like Bayside from Long Island. But
Okay.
they've got like 25 albums or something. So there's a lot to explore for them. But I would start with their self-titled album just called Bayside from like 2005, maybe 2004, and then just go chronologically from there. They're fantastic. It's my favorite band.
Okay. I'll check them out.
All right. I'm going to drop
All right,
Becoming
girl.
Friendlies.
All right.
All right. Bye, girl.
Bye. YouTube callers, we can do that. Gosh, I got a knot in my stomach. Can we set up streamer alerts in your smart lights? I should do that. Guys, I might go into chill mode here in a second. If my stuff is gonna be here soon, I've had a long day, and I also have a knot in my stomach from just from some of the conversations I've had. I have a wonderful poker face chat, but I honestly, some of these people just fucking ruin my day, dude. How'd the bank go? The bank went well. The bank went well. We opened a bank account. We opened a business bank account. We are maybe 2 days out from being completely done, like official, being a TikTok agency. Pickles, I'm 2 days older than you. Nice. It's the bottom of the barrel brainwashiest, yeah. We'll do anything except get a real job. You know, real jobs are for suckers, right? I appreciate that, Shiggy. Stay right you are where you are. Need fighters, yeah. What would that make you, a TikTok panhandler? I guess. I guess that makes our president a panhandler too, right? His website right now is asking for donations. and has been since he first entered the political sphere. You guys love that shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Pickles!
Uh-oh.
Hello, Pickles. How we doing?
What's up, bub?
How we doing, man? I missed you, man. How you been? Uh-oh, the gang is back. The gang is back together.
King
money.
The gang's back.
Pickles, I gotta say, I'm digging the hat. I might have to buy one of those.
Thank you. Don't cop my style, dude.
Where'd
Wait,
you
that's
get
a
it?
fire hat, man. Wait, what the hell?
Where'd you get
Corduroy?
that? Yeah, it's a corduroy. Where'd you get it?
Don't you worry. They don't make them in baby sizes.
Oh.
They don't have baby gaps. Gosh sizes.
Oh,
Oh, I just found it on Amazon. $33.
Fuck.
yeah. It's someone definitely bought it for him off the wish list. We already know.
Yeah, was it on the wish list?
No, I bought this myself.
It's matching your shirt.
Wow.
Your shirt's
First
also
time.
corduroy.
It's not corduroy, no. But here, guys, we're gonna do a fit check. All right. I want you to give me a real. I want you guys to give me a chat. By the way, these guys are MAGA, but we're friends.
Oh my God, Gracie named her tortoises Zach and Marty.
No way.
Amazing
What?
day.
No way.
This is
Gracie,
just,
you legend.
This is Gracie. This is why you will always be my favorite person.
Yeah, no.
in the chat.
Gracie
No
is my
matter
favorite
what.
person in the chat.
Like, this is just unbelievable, man. Like, we have loyal supporters because of all the lore we drop in here, man. Like, it's getting to a point, man.
Oh, a prom update. Someone asked for a prom update.
What do you think about rate my outfit, Marty, Zach? Come on.
All right.
I'm gonna give it.
Oh,
I like the shoes. Actually,
I like the shoes. I'm gonna give that a 8 or 9. Oh wait,
Oh,
the
alright,
belt too.
alright,
I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Gracie said because they're slow. No, dude. No.
All right, Gracie, you just ruined it.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh.
See, we're the only MAGA people can stand. See, this is what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
Pickles, your supporters love us.
Yeah, see, exactly, man. We should have our own show. Can we like start a show?
No. Wait, Pickles, I have a great idea. I was thinking about it. What if me, you, and Zach start a podcast?
Oh man.
Wait, that's not a bad idea, actually.
That's a good idea, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like two political parties, like having a podcast together. Wait,
Yeah,
thinking
that'll
about
be
it, he's
fine.
thinking
We
about it.
could call it like wait. What would the name be?
Star-crossed lovers.
Oh, okay. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Back to the
Would you be
future,
down-
bros.
would you be down for
Back
that?
to the
Low-key?
future, bros.
Prom update, guys. We're gonna go ahead and need that.
Prom update.
Update.
Zach, you take it. You take the wheel.
What do you mean?
Give him the update.
The prom?
Yeah.
I mean, our prom's a little late. It's like next week. It's gonna be it's gonna be good.
It'll be good.
It's gonna be pretty good.
That's
When
it?
the day after. Well, no. Hold on. The day after prom, Saturday, May 31st. You better be live because we're gonna have
We'll give you the full.
We'll give you a full rundown. Are you gonna be live that day?
Probably.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. We're gonna give you a full.
It's on a Saturday.
We don't really have any updates because where did we leave off last time? Because nothing really. We haven't had the actual prom yet, so we don't really have any updates. We got our tuxes.
Oh yeah, we got them like
We got our
did we get, like, 2
tuxes.
weeks ago?
Pickles, we're looking fly.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking good.
Fly.
We're gonna need updates on those tuxes. Gonna need pictures of you.
We're gonna be looking good.
Oh
dude,
no!
don't worry.
Oh, we'll send some pictures.
Yeah, we'll send the pics. Don't worry.
We'll send pics your way. Yeah. What do you think about that podcast idea, though?
Yeah, no. Horrible.
No.
No.
Yo, Zach, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good idea. Come on.
Oh, we should. No. I have a great idea. For the pictures, we're gonna Photoshop a picture of Pickles like next to us. What do we think?
I'm down.
Big cardboard cutout.
Like a pics. Can you get us a picture of you in like a suit, and we're gonna like Photoshop you?
Yeah,
Next
we
to
need to
us?
see your full entire body though, so it looks like you're right next to us.
Yeah, I'll just give you guys my red carpet picture. I don't have a suit right now.
Why don't you just come? Why don't you just come to fucking?
Yeah, why don't you just come? We'll get you a flight out of
Yeah,
town.
we'll get you a flight.
Get you a flight to Dorchester.
We'll get you in the limo.
We'll bring you to Dorchester. We'll go to the North End, get some nice.
Pickles,
Italian dinner.
I would take you to my prom. I'm not even gonna lie.
That would be.
Pickles.
I would never ever
Will
be
you-
able
will
to
you be my
escape
date?
that.
Will you be my
I would
date?
never ever be able to escape that.
I know Gracie would be my date. Let's be for real.
How do you
Who's my
feel that your
girl date?
chat is likes us now, and we earn the respect of your chat? How do you feel?
Zach, see, Gracie knows. Gracie knows. Great person right there.
What do you think of that, Pickles?
Guys, I will not be your date. You're crossing boundaries, all right?
You both already have dates anyway. Well, you know what I want to hear about? Your prom when you were in high school.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
I didn't go to prom.
What
Why?
the hell?
That was a
Pickles,
loser.
man. Hey, who
Pickles.
cares? Loser. Like, who cares, man?
Loser schmoozer.
All
I
right,
was,
wait,
a loser.
wait a minute.
I was the emo kid. I was a skateboarder. Didn't really do all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Marty's pretty emo. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm emo. I'm not an emo.
You're pretty emo, man. Walking around at school, you've been mad recently. It's kind of.
I've been in a bad mood recently. How does that make you emo? What?
You're just kind of emo recently, man.
That's not what emo means, you idiot.
You've been distant, man. Oh wait, where is Tic Tac? Get Tic Tac up here.
Yeah,
man.
we need either Tic Tac. We need Doc. Where's Doc?
Who the fuck is Doc?
I needed Doc so bad earlier.
Well, when's the? Oh my God! Dan's in the chat. Dan's in the chat.
Who's Dan?
Don't let him up.
No, let Dan up. No, don't let Dan
No,
up.
do not let him up.
Huslove
Do
Dan
not
up.
let him
Do
up.
not let Huslove Dan up.
Do not
let him
Dan
up.
Who is that?
That's our other boy. Do not let him up.
That's our slow friend.
That's a slow
slow
friend. He showed up to math today fried.
Slow friend.
Wait, should we let him up?
Yeah, let him up. 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 Come on. Slower than y'all, Tay Tay. Come on. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Pickles, this is Dan.
Pickles,
This is our other
Pickles,
friend.
Pickles, it's an honor.
Thank you.
We've had a lot of conversations. Wait,
How do
have
I
we
turn my
told-
camera on?
No, do not turn the camera on. Do not turn the camera on.
How do I do it?
No, do not. Pickles, kick him out.
Dan, you
Kick him
can't.
out.
Dan, you
No,
can't rip
no.
anything.
Okay,
Dan. You
I
can't
won't.
rip
I don't
anything on
even
the
do that
live.
bullshit. That's horrible for you.
No,
can't-
we're not turning the camera on. We're not turning
You
the
can't,
camera on.
Dan. You can't rip the.
Can't have our identities revealed.
Pickles, are you
yet.
tired?
A little bit, yeah.
He's been dating all day, man.
So what are you guys doing on here?
Pickles is our guy.
Yeah, this is
We're
our
like
guy.
a trio. We're gonna start a podcast together.
But don't you guys like different political parties?
Yeah, who cares, man?
Who cares?
It's our guy.
Dan, what political party are you?
Kamala?
That's your
Put your
political
MAGA in
party?
chat.
Who?
You.
Me? No!
You said
Nah,
MAGA. It's on my screen right here.
Nah, that's
He's a liar.
People make fake accounts these days. You never know you can trust.
What the hell?
He's a liar, man. He's a liar. We know
I
it's
can't
true.
believe Dan's on Pickles.
Yeah, what a night.
100. Oh wait, how many people are watching this?
312.
312 people are watching you right now.
There were a lot more before y'all came up.
No,
That's not
you
true,
what.
actually.
No, there wasn't. I was keeping track. I knew you would say that.
It was only
always try to
286,
roll over
man.
our
Oh
eyes.
God.
Dan, when you get to know Pickles more, you can call him John, like me and Zach.
Oh,
His name is
chill.
John?
Yeah, you see this guy? You know, Marty's. No, that's you can't name drop.
You mean Caden?
Me and John are boys.
Wait, how did the name Pickles become?
Oh, I know. Want me to say it?
How do you know? What the hell?
Me and Pickles we're like this. We're tight, right? It's his dog's name.
Oh. What type of
Is
dog
this-
is it?
It's a little Yorkie Schnauzer.
Wait, it kind of looks
German
like your
Shepherd.
dog, man.
My dog?
It kind of
Damn!
does, not. Where is Pickles? Pickles.
Oh
Jr.
yeah, it does look like Charlie. It does look like Charlie.
Like a little bit, right? Unless I'm like delusional.
No, it does. I remember thinking that when I saw it. Dan, Pickles used to live stream like gaming, and he played with a bunch of like celebrities, didn't you?
Way back in the day.
Who?
Who didn't you play like Megan Fox?
Yeah.
Was that
What-
fire?
Megan Fox is on my roof right now. If you didn't know, like I have a flag of her on my roof.
Dude, I can't believe Dan's on pickles.
Bro, it's because I was on the phone. Dave was on the phone with Zach, and he told me we're going to pickles, and I searched it up, and I was like, oh, I saw you guys. I was like, oh, shout out to my boy.
This was premeditated. You guys are acting like you're like running into each other on my stream.
No.
What a coincidence.
No, I kind of did tell him.
I think it might have been premeditated with Zach, but I had no idea. This is a surprise for me.
Yeah. Marty sometimes just texts me and goes, "Get on Pickles Live now." That's what he does. That's what he
Yeah,
does.
'cause we gotta give the chat what they want. They want
Exactly.
the trio back. And remember the big three?
Oh,
Remember Raymond? Remember Raymond?
Raymond. He's been AFK, man.
We haven't heard anything from Raymond. I think Raymond's a hardcore debater. Like he
Yeah.
likes to debate.
It's his full-time job at this point.
Raymond was all in. How many times did you debate him? What are you laughing at, Dan?
I'm reading the chat.
What are they saying?
W Dan, Huslove Dan with the blue heart.
You're such a nerd, bro.
There's-
Yo, Greyhound. Yo,
It's our
Greyhound.
slow
yo.
friend Dan.
Yo,
Zach,
Marty
shut the
Greyhound.
fuck up, you
Marty
fucking
Greyhound.
poodle.
Marty Greyhound.
Zach, I'm gonna leak your address in this chat.
Do it. I'm not afraid.
OC Zach's crib.
No, chill.
Yeah, oh, Pickles, you know Zach's throwing a party this weekend?
No. Wait a minute. I don't support that behavior, guys. That's
But
really
we
uncalled for.
should tell how Dan got grounded. Dan's grounded.
Oh, this kid's a retard, man.
You know what he did,
Oh,
Pickles?
dude, you can't say that.
Oh,
What are you doing?
That's a slur, you
That was
idiot.
Zach, not me. That was Zach, not me. That's Zach, not me.
I said regardless.
Yo, Pickles.
Yeah.
Pickles. You know how sorry I am for that. You know.
On a school night, Dan went to Boston at 1 a.m.
For what?
He drove to Boston at 1 a.m. Nothing. He walked around like an idiot.
It was so fire.
He's such an idiot.
Yeah, he needs a little bit of extra help.
Wow. We just went to Boston.
He was walking around with all the tweaker.
Bro, dog. All right.
All right.
Tay, I love you
feel bad.
guys.
I feel
Chat.
bad. Love you too, man. We'll see ya.
All right. Get out of here.
All right.
Go on, get. All y'all, go on, get. I can't fucking take y'all anywhere, dude. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. Yeah, I know. I could have turned on the phone number, but I am what is that thing that Trump does? Sundowning? Who's this?
April 21st, 2007. Yes, I'm 18. Do you do questions about politics?
I can do. Sure. What do you got?
Well, obviously, Sherlock. I'm sorry. So how am I gonna say this? Sorry. Do I sound young? This is my first time on
You
one of
do.
these.
You do.
Oh. Okay. So I never associated myself with politics until now. Because I think I'm like getting affected by it in the future. So, I have a question about like disabilities in the military. Are they like trying, or like have they removed disabilities from like the, I'm not a fetus. Have they are they trying to actively remove disabled people from the military? Or like have they?
There's already like stipulations before you go into the military. Like you can't be on certain medications. You can't have certain things that would be deemed like a liability.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you kind of mean. Like I don't know. You might be able to word that better.
Okay, I don't know if I can say this like this autism.
Oh.
That disorder. I have that. I'm high functioning, and I really wanted to join the Navy to be like a sailor, and I don't know if I'm gonna be affected by that. And I was like freaking out about it because I didn't know if you. I didn't know if I was.
Okay, so first of all, I would be careful calling autism a disability. I think that's That's a
Oh,
wrong way to
I
put it.
have it. I'm
Yeah.
a high functioning
Yeah.
person.
No, I mean, if you have it, that makes it a little better, right?
And
But like, so like, I
yeah,
wouldn't say like
I
like a lot
suppose.
of people with autism, I would consider to have like superpowers almost, you know, right? Like
I've
some
been told
people,
that my whole life, and I always
yeah.
hated it. There's more like, there's less benefits to it than people think they are.
You
There
would
are,
need
you know.
a MD to waive it. So yeah, a doctor maybe signing a waiver saying like this person has been diagnosed with autism, but I don't think it would affect their uh, ability to serve effectively in the military, something like that.
Okay, alright. And I just wanted to like thank you guys so much for getting me where I am today with these lives. I graduate on Saturday, and if it wasn't for like all of these lives, like Dean, Parker, and Johnny, I don't think I'd be where I am today. You guys have given me so much hope in the world, and like it's nice to see like people speak up against hate and like fight back at it. And it's I just can't like ever say how thankful I am, and thank you so much. All
Yeah.
right, you can boot me now. Thanks for
Anytime.
answering my question. I appreciate it. Have
Yeah,
a
no
nice
problem.
day.
You too. I guess it is. Autism spectrum disorder is considered a disability. Autism is developmental disorder, affects communication, social. Yeah, I guess it is. If you saw my Fit Pickles, you would be jealous. Pickles hat with a go on get. Oh shit, Jason. I fucking love that. ADHD's disability. Yeah. A signed pickles hat. Be jealous, chat. Yeah, I gave Jason a signed pickles hat for his birthday. Chat, I think I need to go ahead and take off tonight. I think that's where we're at. We had a long day. Don't forget to give me a follow if you enjoy these debates, guys. I want a signed pickles hat. I'm sorry. Chat, if you guys want to be able to go back and watch the entirety of my debates, they are on YouTube. You can watch all of my debates from start to finish on my YouTube. So be sure to go follow me on YouTube. And we just hit 13,000 followers on there, and it's probably the place in the future where I will be focusing most of my time if this place goes away. But did I fix the Discord link in your profile? I did. Discord is fixed. The link in my bio is fixed for Discord. The on Pickle or on YouTube is Pickles GGS. It's also in my link tree. If you go to my profile, I'll just show you. Go here. Oh, this is new. Look at that. Okay, here's my link tree. And here's my Discord server if you guys want to hang out in my Discord. And at the almost towards the bottom, that's my YouTube. That'll get you there. Twitch is real slow. If you want to follow me on Twitch, you're welcome to. I also have a wish list. I don't like this wish list that much. But if you guys are trying to help me get my laptop, this is probably one of the coolest ways to support me. I'm trying to buy this laptop and I'm crowdfunding it. It's going to take an act of Congress, but I really want that laptop, chat. Anyway, I love y'all. I will see you guys later. If you guys want something like a signed Pickles hat, message me in my DMs and I'll see what I can do. It's kind of it's kind of a nightmare logistically, but we can figure it out. I don't know what to do or to charge for something like that, although it does at least cost $17 to ship the way I shipped it last time. But please sign my hat. I wish I can't. So they're drop shipped. They don't come directly from me, or else it would be a lot easier. I'd have to deliver it to here, and then I have to like personally ship it to you. But anyways, I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.